Welcome to the Isle Chat podcast with me, Beth,
Josh
and Ryan.
This podcast is all about exploring the big questions, the small moments and everything in between.
Whether you're stuck at the shops, in traffic or just looking for some inspiration, our chat is here to keep you engaged.
It's time to talk, connect and find meaning in those everyday moments.
Welcome to the Isle Chat.
So yesterday I had a bit of a malfunction. I think all suppliers go through this, and even wedding guests really, in terms of wearing grey pants.
Didn't you wear grey pants on Thursday?
Yeah, I know. But on Sunday's wedding, I wore the same grey pants. And
Why, what happened?
having a chicken roast with gravy.
Oh.
And it landed directly on my crotch.
Oh, lovely.
So what I've
Not
done...
just even on your legs.
So what I've done is I've flicked it and it's just spread the gravy mark. So quickly, I've had like a bottle of water on the table. I had a black napkin, dipped the black napkin in the water and started rubbing my crotch, which doesn't look good anyway to start with.
Doesn't sound good either, to be fair,
Like
to all
that.
you audio listeners.
No, it gets worse. So then as I'm doing
Was you
it...
at this wedding with him?
Yeah, I was at this
She
wedding,
didn't witness
but
this
I'd
moment.
left earlier.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
left as a speech.
So Kev, the Toastmaster, shout out Kev, at Kosher Hall, he went to me, what are you doing? You meant to use soda water, which we all know is what you do for wedding dressing, and that malfunctions.
Yeah.
Ran the bar, got soda water, done it. And then I just ended up with this big, massive
Wet stain.
patch. So then I went to the
Well,
toilet.
that's the problem with grey as well, isn't it? It really shows up wet.
Then I went to the toilet and started doing the Mr. Bean things. This is the hand dryer, right? And then there's this me doing this. Oh, as that's happening,
Brings crotch to mic.
someone walks in. I'm just like that on the hand dryer, and yeah, that was my.
Was it a Dyson hand dryer or
I wish it was because it would have
an air ramp?
But shout out Kosher Hall's hand dryers because it did the job. How's things?
All right, yeah.
Just wanted to jump in with that really.
Good
good start.
Good
start.
icebreaker,
Yeah,
gotta say, yeah. I didn't have any
Malfunctions.
clothing malfunctions that I can recall. But yeah, had a full-on few weeks, 2 weddings a week, the last 2 weeks.
Vacation?
Pardon?
Vacation? Oh no, that was after.
That was after Lizzie's.
It was. It's just.
Yeah, I think we'll probably apologise a few times throughout this. That obviously we're not sure what day it is these days because we're really
What day
getting
is
into
it?
that Monday. I only know that because we always record on a Monday, but we're really getting into that like peak season now, aren't we? And I could use the word summer, but I think we can all testify that it hasn't been much of one so far.
No, unfortunately not.
A few
no.
nice days here and there, but like for the most part, it's been so wet. But yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
I'm coming with a level head. It's funny, I'm dressed like summer today. Not that you can see what I've got. I feel like I'm going to stand up as well.
You showed your hand dryer as well.
Showing them legs off. He works hard for them, don't you, love? So you got to show them
I
off.
do, babe, yeah.
But it's been full on, as you say. It's been lots of weddings happening.
Weddings coming at me.
I feel like the weddings, what we speak about this week, I think we should dive into a little bit of like the differences of weddings and just enlighten people of what you can have on your big day.
Good shout.
Um,
Mine were an eclectic mix, to be fair.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
I've
So
had all the different styles of a wedding, kind of, when I can remember from memory.
do you want to jump onto your first wedding of the week then?
My first wedding of the week. So the first one that came up in order was Jake and Laura. Jake, by the way, just to kind of give you a bit of a background thing.
Shout out Jake and Laura.
Shout out Jake and Laura. But more so shout out The Dawn, which is Jake's band. Now, this is how we met. So this is...
What's that? That sounds really loud.
Okay, Beth there with the technical props.
Just making sure we are
Jake
here.
plays in a band called The Dawn. And The Dawn were a band that played at one of my earliest ever weddings that I ever did.
I've heard of this band.
Dean and Louise. You will have heard of them because they're really good.
And I've seen them.
And I recall that wedding day, it was just like fleeting. But then after that, the next time I seen him, I went, oh, you played at my mate's wedding, Dean and Louise's? And he was like, oh, yeah. And then I kept on seeing him
You done
more
the
and
lead
more.
singer's wedding?
So, yeah. But after a few times of seeing him, when you get to know people and stuff, and like obviously you become like mini mates, really, don't you? He said, if I ever get married, and it was an if at this point, if I ever get married, it will be you. It will 100% be you.
That's lovely,
because I think what he's seeing is the way that like we tend to approach today, because
Yeah.
obviously in his eyes, obviously he gets to see a lot of weddings, so he knows the difference between these stereotypical like up their own hoop photographers who kind of like come in and make the day about them and stuff like that. And sadly, as we've said, like not a lot of people know that there's another world out there of people who are just more personal, and you can just like have as like your guest, like your friend.
1,000,000%, lads, yeah.
But he's seen that, I hope.
It's nice that he's like
And
witnessed
he's
that,
went,
and
like, when that
yeah.
happens, it's you. And true to his word, here he was. So him and Laura got married at, can't recall the church, but it was a church wedding. And then they had their evening at Bootle Football Club, funnily enough.
Okay.
But the connection...
Sophie and Dean's on.
Sophie and Dean's.
Happy 1 year anniversary.
Happy 1 year anniversary. Yeah, Sophie and Dean. So the same location. But the reason why they had it there is because Jake's granddad was the original founder of Bootle Football Club as a club in like the 1960s or 70s or something like that.
Do you know
So
what?
it was like a homage to him.
There's something really nice about when people do that thing where like something meaningful to them
Yeah, to keep
personally,
it connected.
and they like sort of connected
I've
again.
got meaningfuls all
Yeah.
the way through these.
Yeah,
But-
nice.
Well,
yes.
can we just jumped to one of ours?
Go on.
'Cause I've actually thought of something meaningful from one of our
Go
weddings
on.
of the weeks. Stephen and Emma, Knowsley Hall. Beautiful day, beautiful venue. We were with Crazy Nine Golf.
Yes.
Little
Shout out
Beth-
Crazy Nine Golf,
shout
by the
out
way.
Crazy Nine Golf, Little Beth illustration.
Oh, we love little Beth.
She was there. There was loads there.
Loads of layers.
But my point was, on her veil, she had her handwriting, which must have been from previous birthday cards of every grandparent. So it said like, love grandma, love nan, love
I
granddad.
have never seen anything like that.
Engraved into her veil, because obviously sadly they're no longer with us, but they were with her on the day in a veil, and we've never seen that before. I thought, how lovely
I
is
see
that?
tears in your eyes when you're saying that. That's lovely, that.
You could see like the
What
parents.
a good idea,
of
though,
Emma's.
as well. Like,
Yeah, and you could see him just filling up when Emma pointed it out. Her dad, when he walked in to see her for the first time, he literally was obviously blown away by her.
her, yeah.
And then he looked down and was like, obviously seeing, I don't know whether it was his mum's or his dad's handwriting, and it was just something like as simple
no
as
one
that.
knew, did they?
No.
Nobody knew. Like, a few bridesmaids had seen the dress, but nobody had seen the veil. So the veil was like this big surprise. And when she pointed it out to everyone, they were like, "Oh my god!" Like,
I feel like Emma and Stephen's wedding day was all about the details as well. Like
Yeah.
she did all of the like invitations, the table plan,
all the stationery.
did all like the DIY type of stuff. And Emma, if you're listening, I think you've got a job in it because
Yeah.
you smashed it out the park. And Knowsley Hall, love working at that venue. They always look after us. And shout out Jason and the team for being just on top all the time. It
Yeah.
was great. We don't even have to touch on Emma and Stevens. I think you've just done that.
Yeah.
That was one of our weddings of the week at Knowsley Hall. I
Shout
think it
out
might have been the
Knowsley
same day as you with Jake and Laura, was it?
Friday.
Friday, yeah, it was a Friday. But no, Saturdays at ours was, weren't it?
Yeah, Friday we had Scarlett and Josh.
Scarlett and Josh at West Tower. Shout out West Tower.
Again.
Again, we love West Tower. But Scarlett and Josh's wedding was unbelievable because they did it a little bit different to the usual. They had their first dance on the lawn at West Tower, which is I've never seen that before. I don't know, it just felt like it just brought that like summer vibes, even though,
Yeah.
as you said before, we're not really having a summer. They were lucky enough to have the weather and go for it in that way, didn't they?
Yeah. And while we're also swinging things in roundabouts, she unfortunately got bird poo on her dress.
She did, didn't she?
But soda water, everyone needs to know. Got it
That-
out.
Do you know what? That is a good tip though to put out there, because the amount of times when you see people like flapping over things like that, over like, Jaeger bomb falling on your dress or anything, you just go into a panic station. And again, I think it was Kim really who pointed it out.
Yeah.
Kim from West Tower, shout out Kim. She put us onto this soda water magic trick, and you know what? Never look back. When I was about Scarlett and Josh's wedding date that we loved, Laura Wade. How could we forget?
Yeah.
Love working with Laura. She's amazing, very talented photographer. Who else was there? Santa Magic? No. I just feel like I see him all the time.
I know.
He weren't there.
He wasn't the DJ, but was the
Ryan Smith,
Yes.
host.
Wedding host.
Lad, he smashed it. Done bongos bingo.
Did he?
I don't know whether he's allowed to say
don't know if
bongos
I've ever-
bingo. For
Ryan's bingo.
Ryan's bingo. For copyright reasons, but no, he did bingo. And yeah. Just a
I don't think
little...
I've ever met him in real life.
But lad, there's one thing that I think we should, address, the elephant in the room. Cocoa Pops at a wedding day.
Right. Did he have it going?
Well, he didn't do it. He gave us the best man. Now, the best man, obviously being the best man,
Of course, yeah.
true fashion, open the box of Cocoa Pops and just let them loose.
Yeah.
And they are slippy. Just a little hazard for anyone who wants to, trial it. Just be careful.
Not boss on camera, though.
Do you know what? Not me and Laura didn't get it. He did it like.
Or was it like, right?
Yeah, we were
the timing?
captioning it. We were captioning it, but all of a sudden we just turned around and
It was there.
Cocoa Pops
Yeah.
everywhere. And like, what happened there? I think it was like a bit of it on the sly.
Right, I got
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, what a shame.
I know, but it was boss. He took the roof off, to be fair. And yeah, it was class. Bongos, sax on the lawn, champagne tower. Found a little hidden gem at West Tower that we've never seen before, which is rare.
Talking about West Tower, by the way, on this coming Tuesday, which obviously will be.
It doesn't matter when this
being released,
yeah.
but I believe he is on the open day with us. Who's there?
I don't think we are. We've got a wedding.
Tuesday?
Don't think we are, you know.
Really?
It's Tuesday.
Tomorrow?
No, we're not there.
No. All right, well, anyway. But he'll be there anyway, and I might make myself known to him.
I would, because he's sound and lovely to work with. It was cool. Next wedding?
My turn?
Go on, yeah, your turn.
Yeah, so my second of that week was Amy and Jack's wedding.
What?
Sorry to interrupt. I was giving him the heads up on who the next wedding was.
I'm looking. Oh my God. No, this. She breaks the fourth wall all the time, this young girl.
Every time I see her like move a certain way, I'm
I know.
like, she's trying to get my attention, because that's what I do to Matty when
I
Matty's
know.
there. Matty's back, everyone.
I'll
in a
just,
minute.
say, I'll just say quiet as usual. Go
No.
on.
No, don't be like
don't
that.
be like that.
We miss you. I tell you this all the time. You are a big,
He'd be
big
lying
miss.
for you every time.
All
To
right,
talk.
big miss. Anyway, Amy and Jack. Amy and Jack's day was another one of those days where they like kept it specific to them. So they were at a venue I've not been to before called the Hillcrest Hotel. It's like Widnes, Heighton, that type of area. And funnily enough, I'll get back to this about why. But they got married there because not only is it a nice venue, but her mum got married there like 25 years before.
Nice.
Something like that. So there was a connection in the family. Like you said, I love when people engulf themselves
Meaningful.
in like things that are like specific to them and like important to them, rather than trying to like go somewhere just because it's like, you know, the place to be or whatever like that. But their day, like these are the type of weddings that you just, both Jake's, Laura's, and theirs, and even the two that I've done since then, you get these weddings that do come around, which we speak about all the time, where they're just like, they want you there. Like
Yeah.
if you, whether you had a camera in your hand or not is a different story. They just wanted you there. So much so that her sister, Emma, shout out to Emma, by the way, who never listens, but she might after this, seeing as her sister's getting married and mentioned. She, when I was talking to her towards the end of the night, when I was saying, oh, I'm going to be going soon, just to let you know, but thanks for today, you should be a boss, because they really, all of the bridesmaids really welcomed me into their world. Like, we had such a laugh. It was such a lovely day, and like so many nice moments. It was dead sunny. It was just a boss day. But when I was going and telling her that I was going, she cried at the fact that like I was leaving, because we were talking, not me specifically, but we were talking about like how the day had been, and
Hey, goodbyes!
and how they had been towards me and stuff like that. And like I told her, like when her sister was having her first dance, I watched his sister obviously getting married and having the first dance, but I also watched her. It's like she was stepping back and she was recording that moment of their first dance, and I could see the tears rolling down her face.
Yeah.
And I could see how much it meant to her. And I think when I replayed it back to her, it struck a chord with her.
Yeah.
So she was like, I just want to say you have been incredible today and stuff like that, which made me feel like really welcome.
Yeah.
Which you don't always get.
No, I think
But
each
that
wedding's
day
different, innit?
was just superb.
I love when you get weddings like that where you just feel like you're a part of it, and you know, your family with everyone. Now by the end, you know what I mean?
Honestly,
We've
that's
mentioned it
how
a
I
few
felt.
times,
That
like,
is
but yeah.
literally how I felt. I came off the back of two, like, I think our mate Estelle's said this before, and I'm robbing her quote, which she said, she feels like her heart is full of love. That's actually how I felt. And when you see people say these types of things, you go, oh, that's just like a social post. That's actually how I
Yeah.
felt after those 2 days. Because
Yeah.
of the way Jake was speaking to me, I think the connection that I made with Laura, his now wife, and those two, Amy and Jack, I felt like really involved, like really connected. And I needed that, I think.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you...
Well, that was the perfect chance to talk about it.
I mean, if you do like 40 plus weddings a year,
Yeah.
which is what I do, and obviously I know you used to almost double. Fucking hell.
We
can't believe
don't.
that. You did last year.
All right. Well,
But like,
yeah.
but like, sometimes you're just like cracking them out, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which you're not, because every wedding is like specific to you, and you do give your all in every single one. But sometimes they're like, there's that many,
Yeah.
so thick and
in the
fast.
wedding season, in the peak of like wedding season,
Exactly.
which is now.
That's what I'm
it
getting
can
at.
feel like
And
that
that's no
kind
disrespect to anyone.
No,
by
it's
the way.
not.
But those, I really felt
Yeah.
it. And I thought, you have set me up here. I felt
It
like
gives
a
you that,
big-
like, it sounds weird, but you feel like you go, yeah, I do belong here. Gives that like self.
I don't know if it was because, and I think actually now in hindsight it's just clicked now. I think it's because we'd just been to Turkey just before theirs.
So you had a break.
So we'd had a big break
Yeah.
between the last wedding we did and theirs, and I kind of like fell out of like the role, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just allowed myself to just be dad for a few weeks, which was nice. But they brought me back into like wedding world, and
Yeah.
came back with a bang. To be fair,
Love that. Love that. And if you want to go and check out all his teasers from them weddings,
the teasers were boss.
they're on the socials, aren't
The
they?
teasers were boss on Rolling Stuff. If you want to have a look.
I'll have a little look at that, you know what I mean? That's one thing that we're struggling with at the moment is like keeping up with the socials and that. Like, I just
so hard.
feel like, and I think like brides and grooms who listening might not understand this, but like, why are they not like posting? Because for the amount of weddings we've done, there's so many that we haven't posted still, and like I'm excited to like create some new reels and put out the teasers and the trailers and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know what it is. It just feels.
May I say,
Go
on that point, we met somebody who might be able to do that for us.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Her name's Beth.
Her name is Beth, not our Beth. Not our Beth. She will not be replaced. Her name is also Beth,
Yeah.
who we met at West Tower, who we may speak to, and you may see.
I'm going to leave it at that.
And that will, because I do think that someone, for this, especially this podcast, would be invaluable, because this sadly gets like the back end of all of our work, doesn't it? Really.
For us, we want to make this like a proper full priority, the podcast, because we love doing it. Like for us, this doesn't feel like work, does it?
No.
But for us, it's the post side of things, which is like the social media, the editing. That is a bit of a job in itself. Us sitting here in front of cameras, talking, just being ourselves, we have a laugh doing it. We can do this on the phone all the time. And like
We do.
we do. So it's easy for us to like enlighten people of like our opinion on things and our experiences in the wedding field, because it gives them who might be getting married or looking for suppliers an insight of like what to expect and, you know, things to look out for in the process. But as like an editing team or just like the social side of it, it is a bit of a job, as well as doing, you know, life and running businesses as well alongside of it. Because realistically, Roll and Stop, Memory Box Films are our priorities. Realistically, they're the ones that like, you know, fulfill us and pay our mortgages and everything else. So we can't like, you know, abandon them for this at the moment.
Even that sometimes gets abandoned, sadly, on my part.
I think the social media aspect, I think it's funny though, because people go, well, it's only a click of a button, isn't it? Like, you know, you just click post and stuff. But for us,
It's the choice.
it's your
Like
choice.
your
That,
visual representation, isn't it?
and it's basically putting an advert. Every time we press post, it's an advertisement. It's not just a post, is it really?
No.
Every single post is an advertisement. So we want to make sure it looks the part and sells what we want it to sell. And yeah, obviously I'm excited to get our guest on today, because I feel like he's going to...
Got no more weddings of the weeks now.
Well, we have got a few, but I don't know where to save them.
Save them. Save them.
We've got two exciting, you know, two ones. I feel like there's so much that I didn't even touch on with our weddings of the week, talking about them, but it's
I was
hard.
just trying to give like a different insight.
Yeah.
Because they were both gorgeous days. But I was just trying to give like different tips and tricks, different insights to the wedding.
There's those words
Do
again.
you know the thing? Yeah, tips and tricks. Do you know what I think we should start doing? We should start sending our podcast to like brides and grooms, like previous ones.
Our brides and grooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like we should, because we speak about them enough for them to want to
Do
listen.
you know what I think we should bring
And
back,
get a bride and groom
which
on.
you've mentioned as well.
Yeah.
And this is just us airing our like thoughts probably while we're here.
Yeah.
But do you remember when we first started doing it? And you know the way we do like shout out West Tower, shout out da. Like tagging them in,
Yeah,
so that they
defo.
can find themselves within our shows, and
I agree.
you know,
We
and
do-
they can potentially use those, like, because if we speak so highly about the other people, like the other suppliers that we work with, the likes of the Ryan Smith,
Yeah.
wedding host, he could use that clip in his socials.
Million
do you know what I
%.
mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I do think we're missing a little trick, and we're not really doing any service to them.
Exactly, yeah. Because we're praising everybody, aren't we? Like the Crazy
Essentially,
Nine gents, they're just unbelievable, aren't they?
Who
Like,
is it?
The Crazy Nine Golf. I want to
Oh,
get
yeah,
them on.
I remember you very first working with them, and I feel like since you work with them, you've been with them all the time. It might not be
Yeah,
that
I know, I
way
was
for you
gonna
in
say.
real life,
Yeah.
but to me, that's how it
Yeah.
feels.
They are unbelievable, and I think what they bring to the day is just something unique. And I think brides and grooms, if they're looking for entertainment for
Get
the
them on.
guests, they are coming on.
Write them on that board there, Beth, while
They're
you're-
full of personality, and they just won an award as well. So I'm sure they'll
Oh,
want to
perfect.
come on and like discuss that. Yeah, It's nice. I think it's nice. Looking forward to getting a new guest on. There's so many in the pipeline as well.
Oh my God.
But we want to hear from brides and grooms, letting us know.
So many should become too many.
I do events. I was working with them yesterday.
I know.
And I've been saying to them, like, when are you coming on? And they were just like, honestly.
They're rammed. I sent them a message the other week.
They said to us, you want to see our calendar. So another supplier that, in the pipeline. But I definitely want to hear from brides and grooms who do listen, because I know you're out there. Because I had it yesterday, even though I'm not going to speak about this wedding, but get on this. As I was leaving, I'll forget. I know I'll forget when it comes down to the next pod talking about this wedding date, or this specific moment. But as I was leaving the wedding, Charlotte, the bride, just gave me a hug and she went to me, I just want to let you know, listen to the pod.
Didn't mention it all day until that point.
No. And I just went, and she was like, you're just smashing it. I love it. I was like, why didn't you say? And she was like, I just didn't want to say anything. And I just thought, that for me, I want to hear like feedback. I want to know we're doing the right thing.
I don't think people. Well, they do understand, because obviously we go on about it enough. But I don't think people really understand how important that is for us to like make yourself known. Because realistically, because it is such a, I won't say the word tedious, because it is such a demanding thing that we're trying to do and create. When people give us that small but very, very valuable feedback, it makes it seem like it's worthwhile to us, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, because otherwise, like we're churning out all this stuff and trying to be present and post all of these things for you, the listeners. But then when we're not like kind of like getting that like to and fro, obviously some people do, which is great. It kind of becomes like, God, are we doing all this work for like just ourselves? Like,
Yeah, I agree
so I
with
think if you did start like fessing up and just saying, you know what, we love it.
Yeah.
Like Carla Knight, prime example.
Honestly, I
She
feel like
is-
we need to get her on.
She is coming on.
She's
She's obviously coming on at some point. I think because we talk about her so much and because we share a lot of her stuff where she tags us in and stuff like that. By the way, well done on your 10K performance. Fastest 10K she's ever ran, and she took us with us on the entire journey. Unbelievable. I see it. She is such a big cheerleader.
We
of ours,
sponsored as well, didn't we?
We are a big cheerleader of hers. But it's people like that would like, obviously I'm not saying to that level, but I mean, just a small part really makes a big difference to us. Sound like we're like pleading out for a charity here, don't we?
No, but we love Carla Knight. Beth's just bringing
Beth's
the
just
goods
come
in
with the
here with the
veggies there.
Nando's. Wait.
Shout out Nando's.
Shout out
sponsor.
Nando's. So, no pressure, right? But the Nando's is here. We're going to wrap up before we get our guest on. Is your big moment.
Oh, well. Are we going to
You
move back into our specific seats, or am I just going to say?
just do it, lads.
Someone's
Nando's
hungry.
here now.
So yeah,
Angry.
I'm just going to read off what I wrote because I think it's all right. So this man, doesn't need any intro. I know we say that all the time, but this person really, really, really doesn't.
You need to change your
No,
script.
because he really has been around for such a long time. We obviously didn't realise how long until
20 plus
we
years.
started coming onto it. But most people will remember him from 2017's X Factor, don't they?
Gary Barker.
Yeah, Gary Barker. Nice one for like wrecking it before I even said it.
Stop heckling him.
You're heckling me here.
Right.
I'll just read it now, eh? Most people will remember him
I
from
didn't
X Factor
realise.
2017, but since then he's went to perform all over the world in some of the biggest and best venues, along with a lot of celebrities along the way, which we'll get into. But even with all the worldwide success, he's spent a little bit of time getting to know us and joining us here on the couch today. So it is our friend, Josh Rector, Gary Barker.
Gary Barker.
Gary Barker!
Thanks for coming on. We've been wanting to get you on for a while. I believe that you've been wanting to come on
I've
as
been
well.
dying to come on.
But the thing is, though, do you listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Do you?
I do, yeah.
That's a lie.
No, I do. I've listened to Abby's.
So you listen to
Listen- you listen to Abby's, yeah.
Apres.
Yeah.
I listened to a little bit of the...
Greg's.
No, I didn't listen to Greg's.
No.
Lee's.
No, the girl who does the... was it
People
the
don't-
dresses?
Oh, the wedding dress shop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
There's
listened to a little bit of that one.
Yeah.
But the reason I listened to that one, because Ryan said I got a shout out in one of them, and I was thinking, where's me shout out here?
So you literally listened and went through it all day, Chris, looking for your own.
2.5 hours worth, 25 years later.
Have you ever done a podcast before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done during lockdown, I was sort of creating my own secret ones.
Was you?
Yeah.
There we go.
Was you getting like guests on, or was it just you like doing
No,
it?
I was getting guests on. I got a couple of big ones. I didn't put them out though.
No.
No, because I'm funny. I'm funny with the way I like to operate.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be perfect. Like my intro today, Ryan. Thanks, mate. And I just didn't think it was
Like too judgmental of the
on
podcast.
myself. Yeah, on myself mostly. But I had some really good guests come down, and basically it was just a big piss up. And
So you're doing like a bit of a lock-in, like sort of drinking and...
basically, Jordan the start of lockdown.
Yeah.
I created a pub, a
Nice.
proper pub, draft beer, Jaeger bombs everywhere.
In the house or like an
I've got a
actual...
detached garage, so
Right, okay.
the garage
Yeah,
is
yeah.
my hub. It's my
Safe
studio now. So,
haven.
Yeah. So and there was loads of football on as well. So
Footballers?
that's who I had on, ex-footballers. So we'd watch a match and talk about the match and then talk about the craze and stuff like that. So it was good.
I feel this needs to have a resurgence. The
I know.
poll's going out.
No,
Do you want to see Gary's podcast?
No, no. Joe, the best one I had though, and it's funny because we're on this podcast now, was Sean Doherty.
Okay, yeah.
Used to play for Everton and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. And I'd done his wedding a couple of months ago. He was the best one. I had him and his dad on, who was a massive scout. Like, scouted some of the best, like Rooney and all that.
Wow.
So he was the
An
best
interesting
one.
character to get on, like.
Him and his dad together.
Yeah.
We ended up absolutely rotten.
That's why it didn't make it out there.
No, we got the podcast done and sat there and watched the match. I can't remember what match was on, but we was well intoxicated. I had Moretti on draft, and it was wow.
Yeah, it's dangerous doing a
Well,
podcast.
that's on the list to not haves.
Yeah.
In the house.
We had last week's episode. We had one can of Corona, and I already felt like I was smashed off one
honest to
can.
God. Was it bizarre, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
That's because you're pregnant, though, isn't it?
That's I've been drunk for 9 months. What was I going to say then? In terms of like you mentioned like ex-footballers and stuff like that, and obviously, you know, doing his wedding and stuff. And I'm diving straight in with this question, but I always feel like you're always doing like celebrity weddings, singing, performing at them. Does that feel any different to you?
No.
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 Because I think
Just
I
get
actually
married,
spoke to you about this off air a few months ago. It was about doing Rooney's
Kids
communion,
communion, yeah. Kids. What a day that was.
So when you do stuff like that, I think there's the added... I know it's your type of role on a wedding day to ours is completely different in terms of like you're bringing the entertainment, we're bringing the memories.
Yeah.
So there's a different level of pressure, let's say.
No, I think the pressure's high no matter what wedding you
Yeah.
do. It doesn't matter who it's for. It's more the fact that you've got to create the entertainment and bring the memories as well as the singer.
Yeah.
I want them. Every wedding I do, I say to them, listen, today's all about you. It's not
Yeah.
about me. But I just want to ensure you that in 20 years' time, you look back and go, oh my God, remember how good was our wedding?
Yeah.
The entertainment everything was brilliant about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I go really into loads of details. And when someone books me for a wedding, my first question is, I shouldn't say this because everyone will start doing this.
Go on,
You
like,
know,
give
you
us your
take it
tips.
Full house, go ahead.
when you're booking, whether you book me or any other entertainment, always give them stuff that you don't want them to do.
Like,
Songs.
Sing what songs, yeah.
I done a wedding. Must have been. I think I told you about this, didn't I?
Come on.
Done a wedding about 6 months ago. And
Yeah.
I always do contact calls all the time. Are you excited? Blah blah blah. Anything you need to tell me. Anything you want me to do. Anything you don't want me to do. Blah blah blah. And this couple, I won't mention the name, but they'll watch this and they go, "That was us." But 2 weeks before, I phoned them and said, "Anything changed? You still happy with this and that and this?" Yeah, no, everything's fine. Oh, we can't wait now. Blah blah blah. Get to the venue, set up, start singing, sing this song. Next minute, there's floods of tears.
You did tell me about this. I remember you telling me now.
so they hadn't told you what the meaning behind the song was.
Someone died 4 weeks before, of one of the family, and it was
way.
played at the funeral.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God. So I'm looking at the bride as I'm going, and everyone's crying, and she's going, I'm sorry, like, what?
You're like, what have I done?
So
Didn't realise I was that powerful.
as I'm singing it, there was a fella and woman sat next to me. So Jordan, like, there was like 15 seconds. And I went, what's wrong? And he went, it's our cousin Michael died, and it was his funeral song. And I went, oh no. Ever the professional, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to dedicate this one to Michael. Brought it right back. It was like sliding down the street moments. But yeah, so that is my biggest tip if you're booking any sort of entertainment.
Yeah, I think entertainment's like,
Use a
Oh, well,
massive on
yeah,
entertainment
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
You've
it's
always
so
said that, like,
important.
yeah,
key.
We've got to bring the vibe, haven't we?
yeah.
And I've seen it so many times in weddings where like the wrong song choice is sang and it just changes the mood. I think, God, why have they gone from that to that? I'm
Listen,
like,
I've done it. I have done it. But you know, it's so hard as well. If you do weddings, like I always say to them, just let me roll with it.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm doing. Let me get a vibe off your guests.
Yeah.
Once I've got that vibe and I've got them,
Yeah, that's
I've
it.
got them then.
Yeah.
then
You've
Got them for
that's
the
it.
hour or
Yeah.
two,
That's
whatever your
it,
set
yeah.
is. Yeah.
But I've done it. You know, where they go, can you do this? So you're going like, yeah, Mr. Brightside. And then
I hate Mr. Brightside.
a letter Adams
No
get
offense.
here. And you're like, everyone's going to be bouncing all over the place and you want me to do.
It's mad how these slot songs in what just don't flow. As you know,
Yeah.
you've got them there. Let's keep them on that, like,
yeah.
let's keep them up.
At the other time as well, you could do something. You could a massive one this year is well, it's been for years.
Come on, crack it out.
I know, yeah. Here's your audition.
Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger.
Right, okay.
It's played at every
Yeah.
single wedding. So you
Towards
see,
the end of your set, is it?
no. See,
I think it's like, that sounds like a finale song, that.
Yeah, no, it's not though. It's not. I think the most boring part of a wedding is always the wedding breakfast.
Because there's no entertainment, basically. Everyone's just eating
No,
and
because
stuff.
everyone's just like.
Sometimes they have singers that don't
Well,
they?
I love doing wedding breakfast because I think I can get the party started then.
Yeah.
And then it'll just go boom, 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 and right up to when you DJ.
It is an
and
igniter, I
so-
think.
We had, didn't we,
Yeah.
like on Thursday, Holly Ellison,
Yeah.
she did the drinks reception, the wedding breakfast side.
breakfast.
and it
I
was-
love it. I absolutely
But then
love
for
that
us, because this is like a little like out there, for like the photo and video team, they don't capture that part, which
No,
is
'cause
crap. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? For us, because we're sat there having our food and we're like, oh, we want to be in there capturing that. But again, I get both sides.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's harder for you.
I just want to put it out there though for like brides and grooms who are listening, just in case you're ever thinking like, where's the photographer and videographer? Like, why aren't they capturing this? It's because it's just like a written
We're not going to
rule,
be
isn't it?
But
capturing
now-
you.
just
eat
don't get
our
them
Yeah.
food.
big
Just
chicken
don't
legs
get
in your kid.
Yeah, that's another way
Don't
for
feed
it.
them.
Don't feed them.
Don't feed them.
Um,
That's
9
the
times
style.
out of 10, whoever's performing at the wedding breakfast will then do like a little set in the night. So we'll always get them in
Yeah.
the night then.
Yeah, but I've got different packages. I do a wedding breakfast package. I do a ceremony and wedding breakfast package. I do drinks reception, or I'll do nighttime.
Do you sing people down the aisle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference?
I know.
of,
I love
like,
wedding
the
breakfasts.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's your
Because-
favourite one?
Yeah, because everyone's already excited. They've just got married and everyone's like, oh. And then I always find, like I've done this for a long time, everyone goes from up there, from being excited to sitting down for the wedding breakfast and they
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why like singing waiters are always a good one, aren't they, as well? They get people
well,
up.
there you go, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the singing waiters though.
For us, I think as well, we love the singing waiters, but then again, it's like, it sounds awful, but it like cuts into your break, doesn't it, really? It
does.
You're a bit like,
No, I
Slightly
there's a
selfish
reason
point of
I
view.
don't like them, and this sounds terrible, but a
Still
couple of
have.
years,
You can have your own opinion.
yeah, and I don't give a shit. You know, I don't. A couple of years on the run, I was a finalist for the Northwest Wedding Awards
Yes.
in the entertainment. Came second 3 times to the singing waiters. We've done it six years on a row.
So it's a personal
don't
gripe.
like them. They are brilliant, though. They are.
Yeah.
And they do, but
There's some good ones and some bad ones out there, though, must admit. I've witnessed some bad ones.
I haven't seen any bad ones.
Honestly.
Because 9 times out of 10, if
It
Am I
hurts
there?
me. It hurts me because you're witnessing like the guest all but not buying into it. For example, we've seen you plenty of times at weddings, and we've seen like you do stuff where we're going, are you gonna go with him? And the next minute you're seeing like the dad who's been dead stiff all day, dead like not showing emotion, like going
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it, literally like that. You're thinking, how have you got him to that point?
See,
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's a lot of communication though as well. See, during the wedding day, and if I've done your wedding, you'll know about this. I get into the groom.
Yeah.
I get into the father of the bride and the father of the groom. So I'll really concentrate on them because it's always them. And every now and again, the mother of the bride will be the bridezilla.
Yeah.
She will be. She's reliving
Every
it.
now and again,
She's
no.
reliving it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll have to get into her as well, and it's silly stuff like the father of the bride. I'll wind him up out of speech,
Yeah.
and he's like, So you've got to talk for 25 minutes. That's tradition. You've got to think of your videos and all that. He's going, well, I told you, I've only got this, I've only got that. So it's rattling his brain already. So it's getting him nervous. Then I'll walk over just before he starts. I'll go, "Sonny, winding you're up, you know." I've got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's silly stuff
It's like
like
a
that.
psychological play, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I think that's what sometimes people don't understand, or may or may not understand. Is like there's more to it than just turning up and like singing, really, isn't it? There's a psychological connection that you can create with the crowd.
Some entertainers there's not, but you
No,
like
that's what I mean. Like some people assume that is all it is. Turn up, sing.
Yeah.
And for some people that might work.
Yeah, do
but
you know what?
To put it that extra level for you.
Do you know what? And this is a massive compliment to someone else that you've had on the podcast. So I've got loads of I have got so many and I've done this for a long time. I've been singing for,
and I'm dying to ask you about how you started and all
our
that.
origin story is going to be big on this one. I think.
We'll get there. But I've been singing for 20 years.
Nice.
So I've done.
But you're only 28, aren't you?
Stop flirting with me, lad. You're pregnant. Yeah. So I've done this for a long time, and you know, I've got loads and loads of tips off, and I'm not robbing you.
You graft.
You graft, but I'm actually bigging you up. Abby,
yeah.
I knew you were going to say
she
it.
is
She's so good
so
at pushing other
good.
people.
I'm
She's
building
gets it, doesn't she?
relationships
Yeah.
with, and I thought, you know what, that is unbelievable. What she does, she'll go and go meet them for a coffee, and I won't go that deep, like phone call will do.
I'm your mate, but I'm not.
Yeah,
You know.
I've got 3 kids.
Got a life.
Yeah. But yeah, I got loads of
Like tips.
I've got tips off loads, but Abby's absolutely unbelievable at what she does with getting to know the bride and groom. So I've picked up loads of tips off loads of
Well,
different
Abby
people.
is still our #1 most listened to podcast of all time so
Is
far.
she?
Yeah.
She is, still.
She's brilliant,
Abby brought up, I think what you've
She's
just said
our
probably,
guest as well, isn't she?
it probably relates to what you've just said, which I think she's got this like really good way of building these inner friendships.
Yeah.
So when we put her on our podcast, thanks Ab, by the way, we seen a big family entourage of like not just people who she's connected to, but like all her previous, weddings and stuff like that. They all came into the fray, so they're their biggest fans, which kind of led into us a bit.
Defo. And when she did that event,
A pop-up event for
my mum.
Abigail Olivier.
Abigail Olivia event. She's got her own events company.
Yeah.
That in itself as well tells another story, doesn't it?
Of
Like she's so
course,
good
yeah.
at being personal
Yeah.
that she's able to see that
and a little
clear
personal
connection.
touches and a rapport
Exactly.
with everybody. Yeah, she's brilliant. She's really good.
So you've
And
been
she's a great singer as well.
So you've been singing for 20 years.
Yeah.
How did it all start?
Well, my mum's a singer.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I did not
never
know
know
that.
No?
You would have seen my mother.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. My granddad was also a singer.
Okay.
So it's
Me
in the
gran-
blood.
So it's like literally in the family, innit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever done like a?
sang with her?
Yeah?
Yeah.
That must be unbelievable.
Christmas
for you.
parties must be
I know.
boss.
I was gonna say.
No, we don't like each other. We don't talk.
Yeah.
No, she's coming to the end now, my mum. God love her. She's just had a couple of operations on her throat and that, which might see her start coming away from the stage a little bit. But back in the day, she was unbelievable. You'll speak to most people
I
now.
think I want to know who your mum is now because
Just Jackie.
Just Jackie. Matty knows.
Yeah. She does all the Christmas ones. Yeah. Don't say that. That's cruel. That is cruel. Yeah. So back in the day, she was unbelievable. Like, won the Variety Club of Great Britain. She lived a life. She lived in Ibiza for 18 years.
wow.
Yeah, she's a party animal. You would have seen me, mum, definitely. And I guarantee you, a load of you people who watch the podcast will go, "Oh my God, that's
mad,
his
that."
mum."
I know.
Yeah. And then my granddad, Ernie, he was a swinger. That came out wrong.
I know. I know. When you said
Sounds
that,
interesting. This is a family show. Just to let you know.
And then, so he was a singer. So I got loads off him because I started off as a swing singer.
Okay.
I grew up with all Frank
I can
Sinatra.
see that though. Yeah, you know, I can see that.
And then obviously I started off as a DJ in Ibiza,
Okay.
a party DJ, and I used to do the early part of the night. I'd do karaoke, and if they were shite, I'd take the mic off them and carry on the song. And then I came back home, and I got a couple of gigs doing karaoke around town, and I wouldn't let anyone sing, but subconsciously, I knew that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be a singer, so I was just building a repertoire.
When are we
up.
talking here, just to give like an idea of like timeline of events, age-wise for you?
So we're saying 20 years ago, we're in 2024, so we're in the
Yeah,
early
16.
2000s.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah. 16, 17.
So you one of them DJs what we've seen at weddings where like when they put a song on they start singing the song.
No, it wasn't like that. I was actually known as the naked DJ in Ibiza.
The naked DJ.
Yeah, I used to
Is this
DJ.
shirt off, Gary, that we're talking about here?
I used to wear a thong,
Oh, right.
just a thong, and I'd have. Yeah, and honestly,
Get yourself noticed, guys. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You need to prove it. Where's the photo? Nah, don't. I'm only messing.
they're all on Facebook and Instagram and all that.
yeah.
Yeah, but I used to get like comedy thongs.
Okay, so obviously different like animal shapes and all stuff like
Yeah.
that. Right.
And
Elephants.
That's all I was thinking of, an
My
elephant.
favourite one was a love art saying "kiss me," and you press it, it go. So me being dead shy as I am, I used to get the microphone, press it, and it go through on the speakers, and everyone's like, "What's going on there? Come and have a look." So I used to chase buses and everything.
Chase buses.
In me thong, yeah.
Right.
I used to have an audience. Honestly, I used
Everyone
to
was
get.
like that. He was getting married going, nah, I've got Gary at that wedding. Shit.
honestly,
Thong's going to make a return.
I was round the bend.
Yeah, you sound it a little bit.
And,
It makes sense though. When me and Beth were in Ibiza recently and we were in a taxi and the first thing the fella said was like, oh, you know Gary Parker, my friend.
I used
And
to
we're like,
strip
we
in
did
his pub. An
Yeah.
actual stripper, yeah. I was
Yeah.
a stripper in his bar.
Like an actual one or you just...
Actual stripper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
It's weird.
This is what I love about these. You know, it just unveils
You can
like
go
these.
anywhere.
Because we have an idea of who these people are, obviously, because they're like kind of our mates, aren't they? And then you just peel back those layers.
You don't ask people like where did it all start and stuff
you
like
never-
that.
Well, you
But
don't get the time, do you?
No,
on a
I was
Wednesday,
gonna say
really?
like that half makes sense though for like your confidence and your like.
Yeah.
I'm dead shy.
But what
Yeah,
I
I
mean
know,
is
yeah.
your stage presence though. Like, there's not. I can imagine like there's been times throughout your career doing singing and stuff where like things aren't going your way and you've got to find that next gear somewhere or like another lane to go down. And through the early years at Ibiza and being that crazy, you've probably got like just things in the back of your head that you just go, I can just pick that out today. Just
Yeah,
pull that one
yeah.
out just to
Yeah,
bail me out.
And like a 50%
It's
version.
like comedians say all the time, don't they? It's like
Yeah.
you need like your mileage first before you can.
I think a lot of people, especially ones who book me now, they expect that comedy from me and that bit of cheeky and taking the piss out of people. They expect that. Now, I am not necessarily like that. I love to be able to strip back. Well, I'm talking
Think about what we've just said 6 seconds ago.
No, to do like strip back and let me voice do the
do
talking.
the talking, yeah.
Know what I mean? But
It's funny you say that. I don't want to interrupt you, but I remember you did a fair recently with Ryan, and you sang a song, and I've never heard Ryan go on about this song so much in my life.
I swear
Which
to
shows,
God.
text me the same
it
night.
shows a different side of like you though, in terms of like, as you've said, then you've got this side of like your performance side, but then your voice also being like a selling point as well,
Yeah.
like a massive selling point, because you were saying, oh my God,
Well,
like,
I
he was
remember-
closing his eyes and all sorts of, when you were singing.
Right. No, there was like a proper fangirl moment, and I think it was Lydia and Sean's. Obviously, we've seen you for years now anyway, so we know you. But I think at Lydia and Sean's, when you did, fully enough, like a swing type, was it?
Yeah, that was
Teddy Swims, wasn't
Teddy
it?
Swims, yeah.
You did that song, and it was probably the first time, and it wasn't a disservice to you or anything like that, but it was the first time that I stopped in me tracks during the wedding day and really like took you
Listened
in and
it.
your voice
Yeah.
in. So what you're saying there, like that's probably like the closest connection to like your origins, if you like, that I see. And the next day I was like, to him, lad, I heard Gary last night sing this song, right? And I swear to God. And then I think
In
for
my
about
dreams.
3 weeks, every time I heard it on the radio or anywhere, I'd like sound record it and send it to him. Hey lad, can you? And then that wedding fair, was you at that wedding fair when he actually
Yeah.
sang it?
Yeah.
Live, dedicated to myself. I did feel quite
And I've seen you.
like that.
sweated
It's
and
like that, Gary, stop it! But it was boss, like,
You must
and
have
it was
those
so
well.
good.
You must. Every people who come on who are like well known, like yourself. You must get people at weddings or like gigs coming over being like proper starstruck by you and being a
Yeah,
bit like.
obviously.
Well, on that day, sorry to like just think,
No.
but on that actual wedding day, I think when you were singing during that night, or maybe it was the one after, someone came to like the side of the stage. I think just as you finished, like yes, part of your set, if you like, and went, "Were you that? Aren't you that fella that was on the X Factor and all?" And like really like, and this connection, isn't it? Because similar to like a few of our local celebs. They've seen you,
Yeah.
they know you, they feel like they already know who you are before they've ever met you in real life. It goes a long
that
way, I
weird?
think.
Yeah, because on the show, they wouldn't let me be myself,
So
sort of thing.
I wanted to, when I knew you were coming on today, I was like, right, I have got such like a bone to pick, because I actually watched one of your auditions. It might have been like your first audition actually that you went on, and they asked you to change the song and all that.
No.
So that's all set up, is it?
Well, it was the edit. All I'm going to say is the editing was brilliant.
Yeah. So I was going to say to you, I didn't see the Gary that we see, let's say.
No. Now, all I'll say is, again, is go back, watch it again.
NDA's involved.
Watch it again.
Okay.
The first song I sing, you'll see me, I'm having a little dance and
Going for it.
Uptown, funk you up, sail uptown, funk you up. The second song, I'm like a bag of nerves.
So that was the first one. What? How have they done that?
They've just swapped it, they've edited and swapped it.
But why did they make you sing Uptown Funk then after it?
So I'd already got me 4 yeses.
And you just wanted to hear it?
And Nicole went, I'd like to hear you sing something a bit more modern. Can you sing Uptown Funk? Now, the story behind Uptown Funk is I'd gone viral 6 months before,
Singing that song.
singing in the street outside the Liverpool pub on James Street. I was singing and I seen a load of girls dancing.
I've seen that video.
Yeah.
You have just literally jogged my memory. I have seen that video.
Yeah, so I've went out and started singing with them, and it ended up being Utrecht ladies rugby team,
Okay.
and it went viral. That's how I got on the X Factor.
They seen that, the producers seen that
Yeah, so they-
clip and they
they-
wanted you on.
They contacted me and said, will you come on?
Do you think the likes of Nicole and the judges, they had like a bit of a description about you before they come on and said like, oh, we spotted them doing the Uptown Funk song and they asked you to do that one?
Yes and no.
So I always feel like they do that, don't they? They
The-
know your
You know,
like
to
song
build the
list.
stories around
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
you focus on certain people.
The
Don't you?
talk around, especially boot camp, I was one of the favourites to go on and win it. That was the talk around.
When you get that talk around, does your head just fall off?
No, because
When you were in X Factor was at its, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. It was like
Yeah.
big time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think the
millions
year I
tuning in.
went on, the year before, they were only getting like 3.4 million
Then they went
people,
like-
viewers.
Yeah.
And then the year I was on, every episode I was on, they were getting between 5 and 5.5 million.
You were bringing that extra 2 million, you know?
Liverpool were just
Yeah.
tuned in.
Yeah.
Honest to God, you don't understand
The pull.
how big this city is.
Yeah.
And the support I got, I'm still getting goosebumps now
It's crazy that,
when I
innit?
talk about it. It was like it went. But the funny thing is about the X Factor as well is you go from you cannot walk anywhere, so straight after
I can
this,
imagine, yeah. After it went
you
out,
go to town, and I got papped going into Primark. Seriously, I was going in to get the kids' vests. We were going on holiday. We were going to Ibiza for a month for the 6 weeks, and I got papped going into Primark.
Sunglasses on.
No, I was just like, what's going on here? This is weird.
Was this like your and obviously you said you had the viral vid and stuff. Was this your like first real taste of like fame, if you want to put it in?
It's got to be honest,
Yeah.
surely.
Yeah.
When things started, like people started noticing you in the street and stuff like that. Obviously, you've been
I
going a
already
while.
had a good following around the city, and I think that's why Liverpool tuned in, because you're getting people. I've done
Yeah.
this for a long time, so a lot of people knew me anyway after doing the circuits, and so. But that was the first thing, like wow,
Stood you up.
what is going on here?
But then I can imagine with that high, there comes a low as well.
Well, mate, the low is
Yeah.
I was. Everyone talks about mental health and everything. I was bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I was a full blown alcoholic.
While you were doing the show or after?
Jordan.
Yeah.
Then I sorted myself out, and then you don't even realise, but you think you're better than you are.
I think that comes with, though, having people around you who are like supporting you. Yeah.
Not only that, people like lick arsing you.
That's what I'm saying. So you blow
And
smoke up
it's-
your ass
yeah.
and you're a bit like, what? I'm like,
I think what people refer to them as enablers. Like they just
yeah.
they
Because
fill your head with, you
they've
couldn't
seen
do
you at
anything.
this
yeah.
point and they go, lad, you're the best things. And you sort of buy into it then, don't
And
you?
then it's like, oh, you should have won. We can't believe you didn't win. We've done this, and you're like, yeah, yeah.
It's
and
just
then next minute you're like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna release my first single. Release my first single. I went straight in at #1. I was like, oh my God. So you've just come off the wave. You're still up here from the X Factor.
Do you have a #1 single?
Yeah, it was #1 for 3.5 weeks.
No way.
Yeah, the dreams come true.
Never knew that.
Is that the song, or is that actually just
That
what
was
you
the
thought?
song, yeah. And it was about
That wasn't me being a tit, I just didn't know.
about my journey as a singer, basically. That's what the song was written about. Big shout out to Carl Harper. And I got robbed for every penny.
Seriously.
Every penny.
Isn't it such like a weird thing with the music industry? Seems such like a
It's horrible.
dangerous place, doesn't
It's
it?
horrible. Horrible.
For artists
So-
who are trying to grow, they just get everything like took off, don't they? Like,
Yeah, I've learned so much after it, because I've got a couple of songs that I want to try and get out this year. Probably the back end of this year. I've got
You heard
one
it here
about the
first.
kids.
yeah.
One about the kids called "I Got You," and I really like that one. So that's going to be my next single release. But anyway, going back on, so you're riding that wave for the X Factor. Then you got release your first single on the 3rd of December, because you wasn't allowed to release anything up until the 2nd of December, even though it was out.
What?
Yeah, you've got to sign the disclaimer.
Why is that? Just so you don't take any limelight off the
take-
show.
Yeah,
In case
that
in
makes
case you
sense
get
to me.
number one hit and X Factor don't.
Wow.
Know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you're taking money out of.
Yeah. Simon's
So-
pocket.
Because at that time, that X Factor was like a shoe-in for Christmas #1s, weren't they?
Every single year they won it,
Every
didn't
year,
they?
like they had
Every
the
year.
Christmas #1, didn't he? That
Yeah,
makes sense
it
from a
helps.
business point of view, but
It
it's
helps
not
'cause the
from a
platform-
personal point of view.
From the platform, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a great single.
That's
like, I'm
that's
not
what I
going to
mean.
mention any, but there's a couple of singles.
Who wanted to
that-
hear you did-
Raxu, who are the coolest lads in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I
We
was
love that,
told.
didn't we? What's the...
I was told during, just before, in between boot camp and six year challenge, I was told by somebody, fight for 3rd place. And me being me, I was like, fucking won't.
Yeah, fucking
Not a
first,
fucking
lad.
chance.
Fight for 3rd place.
So basically they're saying 1st and 2nd's won. Now,
they're already nailed on, basically.
Raxu and Grace
Grace.
came 2nd.
Grace Blonde.
Davis, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them were shoo-ins to it. Grace, both of them are unbelievable,
Yeah.
by the way. But then I was like, wow. And then 6 year challenge came, and they
That was
changed-
ruthless, that wasn't it?
they
6
changed
years
me
Six-year
challenge.
challenge was boss,
You
I
should
thought.
have seen what happened backstage.
Did you change your song?
They changed my song, yeah.
What song was you originally going to sing?
This is a man's world, James Brown,
Which I can hear you
Yeah.
singing
Right
that.
up your street.
Yeah.
And then what did you end up singing?
Phil Collins. You can't hurry love.
It's not the
Absolute
same,
shite.
is it?
There's no feeling to it.
Yeah, it's not the
Know what I
same.
mean? Where James Brown I can absolutely belt it out. And
Why was it so heavily produced when it comes to song choices and stuff?
Simon. You
Seriously,
get a
yeah.
list. You get a list songs what Simon likes, songs that Simon doesn't like. And they said, "Oh, we're going to pick this one," but they didn't say. They turned around to us and said, "We want you to sing a woman's song." I went, "Sound okay." And he went, "Well, what are you going to do?" And I went, "That last Etta James, another big, strong,
Yeah.
powerful song." No, Simon doesn't like that one. I said, "Well, okay. Well, I want to sing James Brown then." All right, just letting you know, Simon. That's what he's said for you. So it's like,
Do you know if you
I'm
would have
doing this.
kicked off?
Well, I did backstage.
But normally they sort of shown them side things.
No,
didn't
well-
they?
Well,
Like to,
I've seen a few times in on the X Factor when someone's done something and they've like either not gone through or whatever the connection is, and you go, "You told me to sing this song."
Yeah.
And you go like, "Oh no, I didn't. I can remember it now." There's
Yeah.
a girl that did
Yeah.
it, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
The
But-
pink
And he
one,
does
really.
some sweet- yeah, I
was-
remember it. Yeah,
I think I was
you
too.
told me to sing a pink
Yeah.
song. Yeah,
I was too.
the worst audition the X Factor. I mean, you
Honestly.
made that fucking glass
Yeah.
this.
I was too dignified and defeated. I think I had too much pride and kicking off on stage, but I should have.
When the lad Mason, he did that years ago when he brought on his mate and told everyone to pull the phones out and that and film it. Do you know
don't
about that
know.
one?
I don't know.
So there was a lad years ago who did it. Basically, his first audition got cut down by however much, and he kicked off about it. So when it was the 6 year challenge, I think he come on and basically invited his mate on. It's all set up obviously because where did this make it a mic from?
Yeah.
This is what I
Oh
was
no!
told.
Well. So
And they just took over the whole show, and Simon goes you got 3 seconds to stop, or you kicked off the show completely. I think they kicked him off, and then somehow he got brought back for the shows as a bit of a wild card, even though that way.
Well, this
set
is the
up.
thing
Yeah.
about the show as well. So at 6 year challenge, Kevin Davey White got my chair, and Kevin was unbelievable. I've sang with him since and everything. That was a funny.
On stage, I'm having 2 chairs. Go, which one's yours?
No,
lads?"
no. I was sat down and he's walked in and I went, "Yeah, have my chair. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's French. I'm sorry. But no, so I've came off stage and I've said to the producers, I went, "Do not mic my wife. Do not mic my bird up. Do not do it. Oh no, we won't. Go and sit there. So as I've come, they've unmiked me and everything, and as I'm walking through, there's my bird with the mic on.
Like runners went over and done it or something like quick.
Gone and got her out the audience, mic'd her up and brought her backstage. So I was fuming. She's crying her eyes out and she's like, crying.
That's awful, isn't it?
So,
like,
then what you do, you sit on, you basically, there's a little screen in front of you and you watch what's happening in front of you. And you sat here. So I'm sat there watching. And I got one chance to sing. And a song that I didn't want to sing, that I didn't even know. So I'm sat there. And I'm watching these people sing. Do it again. Sing. Do it without the piano. Sing. So in the end I went, bad like, but there was a girl, one of the runners was a girl from Liverpool. So I went to her, do me a favour, tell them I want him a sing-off now because he's shite. We can't. I went, go and do it. Just go and tell them that I want him a sing-off. I can't. I said, well, tell one of the producers to do it. She went, I can't. So I've just stood up, lashed all the chairs and ran backstage, ran to the side of the stage to get on. I thought, I can't let my journey finish like that. Said, no chance. So then...
Did you go back on?
I tried to.
Oh.
Them and security shit themselves. Whoa! They see the little blonde scouts that running through. So then, after it, that was it, it's over. But then all the producers are phoning me and texting me, there's still a chance, wild card. So I'm still fighting for this wild card. And Liverpool came alive.
Yeah.
If you go on the X Factor's Facebook page or go on any single post, and I mean any, you can do it now, every single post from 2017, it says, bring back Gary, bring back Gary, bring back Gary. It's nuts. There must have been, I'm talking figures now, 50,000 people who were fighting for me. And up until the last second, and then Sam Black got it.
Nice.
And Sam Black got kicked out before. He got kicked out of boot camp. He was the one who proposed on stage. Sam's brilliant. Sam's a lovely kid. I've been to see him a couple of times.
Wow. The whole experience is just mad, isn't it? Like, because I think when you were growing up, I think for us, when we were all growing up watching X Factor, anyone who had a dream of being a singer used to always, that was like the pinnacle, wasn't it? Just like, go on X Factor and that's the way in.
Yeah and no. See, my granddad would have said, no, don't do it. Do it the proper way.
Start off in like the bars, the clubs, and
get noticed. Get noticed that way, and then we'll push you. Because he was on the verge of being up there as well. I think the fall's far too big
for doing a TV show like that.
Yeah,
they give you no training. They give you nothing.
I think that over the past few years, they've sort of started to realise stuff like this, and I think that's one of the reasons why X Factor is no longer.
They didn't though. They were just getting so much bad publicity.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why they're no longer a thing. It doesn't happen anymore.
We started getting onto the fact that it was so produced.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, they always used to have like
Stories
someone.
didn't feel
I used to always
real
think what
anymore,
was
did
mad.
they?
They used to always have someone really shit on the show, like Wagner, and that's like,
well,
you know what I mean.
The year
like,
I was on, it was Slavko.
So you know what I mean?
And he got a seat before me. He was in my category.
So I feel like they always do that, don't they, on the shows? They go, right, we need one shit one.
So that people like go, why is he on it?
Yeah,
Like,
just talking points. Yeah.
Also, as well, I think if I would have got Louis or Sharon, possibly even Simon, I would have got through. So going back to, so you're getting stopped everywhere.
Yeah.
Photos, autographs. Can you do a video message for me niece, or me nan loves you, and then it's weird. It's like fall off a cliff. So you're getting stopped in the next minute.
And the next minute, no one wants to know you
You're
anymore.
walking through town and you're just back to being that.
But I think a lot of people do recognise you and go, oh my God, there's that lad off the X Factor, or there's Gary Parker. And I think it becomes a thing where you don't want to approach you.
Yeah,
if I seen a celebrity or someone I recognised, I would never go over.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie.
Well, I done his wedding, didn't I?
No, you never.
No, I didn't.
Honestly, I was thinking, there's a part of me that went, is he even married? But it'd have to be someone like that. But even then, I don't think I would fight to get their attention.
unusual,
I'd have to be like,
you'd have to
in
just
the
come into
pictures
communication.
or watching the tennis, and they got sat next to me, or I'd have match or something. You know what I mean? Where someone sits next to you, and you're like, oh my God, it's them. Otherwise, I would never do it.
Do you know what? You won't know this, and I don't think I've ever said this to you before, ever. But
Exclusive?
No, this is not exclusive. But I remember, and it must have been around that time, or certainly in the few years afterwards, after you were on X Factor and stuff like that, talking about like everyone noticing you and stuff. I remember you performing at Andy Blythen's home wedding party. Now, Andy Blythen, shout out to Andy Blythen, by the way, who does listen, funnily enough, because he watched the Friends sketch that we did with the dresses and all that.
Oh, I watched that one.
And his
That
kid
was
goes
funny,
to my kid's school as well, so yeah, Andy. But his home wedding party, he got me to take photos at, and this was like early in my like photo world, and I recall you coming on and singing, and I remember asking him or one of his mates going, how did you just get him? You know, like I was like in disbelief, because at that time you were on like that level of like, how did you, and it was someone that you knew or something like that. But I recall it, and I was like,
he's one of the once a year wankers.
Yeah.
You come out Christmas Eve. They used to religiously. Yeah. No,
Andy
they know
is
that.
or-
Yeah, no, their group.
their
I've
group.
always called them it. Well, here we go. Here's the once a year wankers.
You're insulting people here.
I know.
They're all getting it.
Again, just remind everyone that our guest opinions are their own.
Yeah. So I've ended up being dead close with Andy and all his mates and everything. We've had some mad times. Christmas Eve every year at Liverpool. Ended up on top of the bus stop outside James Street, on the roof of James Street train station.
What the hell?
While singing.
Well, at that event was the first time obviously I've ever seen you in real life. But like, it was the first time I'd ever witnessed shirtless Gary as well.
Oh yeah.
And my head fell off. I was like, why is this fella took a shit? I couldn't get my head round it. But obviously that became like a bit
Now
of
it
a
makes
thing.
sense now. Like if I go to a wedding and Gary's there, I'm like, when's he getting his shirts off? Not in a creepy way.
I know. It's mad though, because I can go and do gigs.
It's the finale, isn't it, though, I think?
Yeah, I can go and do gigs, and it doesn't matter. Maybe not weddings, that's different. But like a 60th birthday party, and I'll do 2 45-minute sets.
Funny how those two connected.
Yeah.
No, I'm just changing it up. No, and you'll see them for 2 45-minute sets. They'll be sat there like that, and they'll get a couple of dancers up, and then I'll go, right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to love you and leave you. I've got one more song to do, and you'll see them. They're all going, here it is,
This
here
is
it
the
is,
one.
here it is.
This is it.
Here it is, get your phones ready. And you're like,
John, get your phone.
I've had a big iPad like that.
how come you said you referenced Joel there because I said 60th birthday
I
party?
don't know. Joan
Now
just sounds
call
like,
Joan, back off.
sounds like a 60th woman's name.
Yeah, but it's weird. So people do actually book me just for that song.
Yeah.
It's mad.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Any minute now.
Yeah.
No, but to be fair, we've been to the wedding as guests, haven't we, as well? And you've been there.
You've been there.
At West
Singing.
Tower, it was Chelsea Byrne.
Oh, yeah. That was a good wedding.
Yeah.
The Cairns, you probably
Yeah,
know
yeah.
them as.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were the same way. We were like, but everyone knows you at that wedding, so we thought everyone's expecting it.
Do you know what, though? It's. I need to change it up a bit because I think Liverpool's...
Don't bring the thong out.
well, maybe.
Do not bring the
think
thong
Liverpool
out.
do the whole of the moon and just whip me thumb out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll go down well.
But I think everyone's seen me tits too many times now. Know what I mean? I don't do it much anymore. Apart from Saturdays and Sundays and every other Friday.
I feel like if you didn't do it, you'd feel like you're missing something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you feel like...
you've got-
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't though. I think I'm getting old. I am.
Talking about it, yeah, I don't know if we mentioned this already, but talking about like an expectation of you and how you are, like your persona and stuff like that. But then you mentioned before about you want it sometimes to be about your voice. Do you, like, does it come into your mind like, could you just not ask me to do that, or do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not letting people down, but you just want to go like, I don't want to do that this time.
Yeah.
I actually just want to sing. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Artist rights and all
'Cause
that.
it becomes probably a bit of a point, doesn't it? Where it, like,
It
you
happened
know, there
last night.
becomes like an expectation where you don't want to be
It
like an
happened last night.
expectation.
What happens?
I didn't do Proud Mary, and a group of women said, "Where was the? Well, we want a Proud Mary."
Made
Well,
up you
stop
did,
being
by
a
the way.
pervert.
Ryan's favourite
One of my
song.
most hated songs of all
Stop
time.
being a pervert. That's all I said to them. I said, "No, we're not being
I've
a
got
pervert."
feelings.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the belly on you? He said.
Chiseled.
So you just every now and then just go, no, I'm just,
I do it. I don't do it much anymore. Honestly, I really don't.
special occasions.
Just no, it's
Requested.
Just, yeah, do you know if I'm feeling it,
If the crowd's with you, you're going for it.
yeah, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes
It's
you probably
very
don't feel like you need to do it.
Yeah.
The cards already there. You think,
Yeah.
I've got them.
and as I said, I think Liverpool's seen enough of my tits, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's really funny. I want to do a wedding, like I go down, do one down south, and I'll go to them. Listen, what do you want from me? Because I know you've only seen me on Instagram and whatever, or off the X Factor and stuff. that's not me. I can be really cool and calm Gary, or you can have nutty Gary. And they go, well, we want nutty Gary. I say, right, don't be annoyed.
No going
once
back on
you've-
this.
Yeah,
You've got a nut allergy, just be careful.
because I will jump on your tables and possibly take me top off. And they go, what? They're like, really? I go, yep. And then when they do it, they're like, oh my God, you see all the guests in there going, what's he doing?
But it's good though, innit? Because it just brings
The shock factor,
Yeah,
isn't it?
defo. And like even the other things that you've done, I don't want to give like your secrets away and stuff like that if it is a secret. But I love when you bring like the groom party and the bridal
Yeah,
party
yeah,
together,
yeah.
and you
Yeah,
make
that's
that like
boss, that.
because that is memorable.
witnessed
Like,
that
yeah,
loads,
it's
I
so
think.
memorable, and
Yeah.
we don't ever see that any other entertainer doing that. You're the only one who does it.
Don't give it away then.
I know what I'm saying. So it's like it's
Yeah,
clever.
no, I think because with weddings, I think as well there is a bit of a divide. Every wedding you'll do,
yeah,
unless
School
it's,
disco vibes.
Yeah,
too cool for
Dancing
school.
girls. Yeah.
No,
Or-
I think a lot
or
of time it can be
families.
that. Yeah,
families. You get one side of the family and the other side of the family, and then you get someone from one's family doesn't like somebody else from the other family, and you're like, so I think if you do get them together, I said it's sort of like
it
that's
breaks the ice for everyone.
It does, yeah,
Yeah.
it does, and it's like, as you said, it's memory, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll look back on that in 15 years and go, oh my God, what was I doing?
Have a little break.
I say so.
Yeah, let's have a little break. We've just been speaking off air then about like things to do and not to do as a bride and groom when you're booking a singer. But the first thing that I think all like bands, singers, DJs hate is a sound limiter.
The worst things in the world.
It's mad how like they even exist
I understand, like Thornton Manor was a bad one. They had it.
because that was outside, weren't it? And
Yeah.
it was like the noise pollution and stuff.
But the farmer lived about 12 miles away.
How's that for the animals then? Is there disrupting?
No, basically,
Downwind.
yeah. If it's downwind, the sound travels.
No way.
Sometimes I can hear Anfield from ours sometimes.
in Formby.
Probably, yeah. Hard to believe it now. But it just depends on the sound. It depends on the wind and the
Yeah.
whatever.
But I've been stopped mid-wedding.
Really?
I've been stopped mid-wedding and told to turn it down.
By the venue.
Yeah, Thornton Manor. Another one. Oh my God, I've got one coming up here as well. Should I say it? Yeah, I will.
Go on then, do that.
Our
Do
guest
that to
opinions
us.
are their own.
Egcliff Cricket Club.
Do they have no? Do they have?
Is it Egcliff Cricket Club? Or
Yeah, yeah.
Liverpool Cricket Club.
Liverpool
Liverpool.
Cricket Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Egbert though, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare.
They have a noise thing.
They've got a residential area around the back of them, haven't they? And
That was, yeah.
oh my God, it's a nightmare. But Dave came up with a solution which doesn't really help anybody. You've got to use their equipment,
Like the thingy
their
system.
PA system, yeah. So what I'll do, I've got one coming up there. It's a daytime one, so it doesn't have
So
to be. When is it?
I'll tell you now. Keep talking.
Could be the same one.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
Could be, that's what I mean.
yeah. So my solution to that, I'll just bring a monitor and turn it round. So it gives it a little bit of extra bump.
But it's still using their PA system.
Yeah, I'll just plug my monitor in.
So for brides and grooms who are booking venues, should they take that into consideration?
Massively,
Yeah.
massively. You couldn't put a band in somewhere with a monitor with a sound limiter in.
Yeah.
I'm too loud.
I've heard of people like bypassing them somehow.
It's only if the venue lets you.
But sometimes you can do it without them knowing.
No, because
They
they
come and
walk
inspect
around.
it.
Have you not seen them walk around?
Them
walk
ones,
around with
right,
the
I've seen
device.
one where it's a socket.
Yeah,
The socket ones where you plug it in, and if it goes over, it just cuts off.
yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
what they are. Yeah, but you get people who work in venues with the sound
Yeah.
thermometer, whatever it's called. What's it called?
What's
it called?
Just put that in your mouth.
Description of it, yeah.
So they will walk around the perimeter
What?
of the premises and go, right, that's too loud by 16 decibels.
And for the likes of yourself, that's just like a killer, isn't it?
I
Like
just
a,
go, fuck off.
I think it is because
on the mic.
a certain
I do.
level of
I do.
volume adds
just
to a
think-
certain emotive feeling, doesn't it? Like certain songs, certain like
Yeah,
things.
so like
you have
proud-
to
it comes
listen
back
too
on you
loud.
though, isn't it? People go,
Proud
"I
Mary,
heard 'em."
I go back to that. I couldn't whisper that.
Yeah.
Teddy Swims, I could not whisper that if I tried.
Yeah.
Because that's what it feels like as a singer. If you're not a singer, you don't realise. There's songs there, and obviously you'll get sort of, not a song list, but songs that they want. I don't ask for the full show, know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they'll say they wanted that last as a first dance. I don't do it at last like at the James where it's I roar it. I really, really give it some. And next week, Les next bump, it's gone. On the first dance.
Not the right time, is it? It's cut
You know what I mean?
Just gotta come with like
And
a.
the thing is, everyone looks at you like it's you.
It's like it's my
you.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's bad it's a bad reflection on me. And I stand there and go, nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But they, no matter what, they're still pissed off with me. Well, what can you do?
Yeah.
Why's it happened? Well, ask them. They've got the sound limit. I can't do nothing about it.
So that's a no then from you.
The same thing. Like I wouldn't do Thornton Manor again. Wouldn't
Gone,
do
hasn't
Thornton.
it?
Was it gone?
Thornton
Good.
Manor?
Good riddance.
Go on.
Has it? Oh shit.
Good Ritz.
Guess the things of their own.
You know what? I
No,
think it has gone.
it was never. It should never have been designed to be a wedding venue.
I think what happened is though they ended up moving outside, didn't they? In the end,
Into the marquees,
Yeah.
which was 10 times worse.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that was like that's when it started getting worse. Then, didn't it? I think
it was.
yourself.
I think you've got to when you're looking at a venue. I think there's questions that you wouldn't necessarily think to ask.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
As a bride and groom- as a couple,
bride,
but
yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
wouldn't
Because you wouldn't even
to
know
ask.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when we go into church sometimes, and I say this to guests, to couples sometimes about if you've got a church wedding, ask the priest, the vicar, the reverend, whatever it is, about restriction of movements because they would not know to ask that question.
Yeah.
And then we walk
I
in
wouldn't
there,
know that, to be
and they'll be
honest.
like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you can only stand there,
We
or
walk
you
in and
can't
we get
stand
like
there, or
you
whatever.
can walk in sometimes, can't you? And be like, right, what are you doing here? Sort of thing.
But even from our point of view,
Really?
that's not a question I would have known to ask, only it's happened.
Yeah,
Like,
it's mad.
but it's the same
Yeah.
story, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. So there's
The sound limiter.
They're just an.
Saying that, didn't
absolute nightmare.
Lee talked about it a little bit, didn't he?
A little bit.
Because he's getting married abroad. And that's
Yeah.
one of the things where because he's a DJ, he thought, well, I need to find somewhere where I can have the music as loud as I want.
Yeah.
And no cut off because abroad, outside, they have cut offs, don't they, in certain countries?
But isn't like a
I got
castle somewhere
married
in the
in,
middle of
um,
nowhere, innit?
I got married in a finca in the middle of nowhere. Oh my god,
That sounds like the dream.
it was unbelievable. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Finca La Concepcion.
What was it
And-
in Spain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marbella. But I've always said if I get married, I want to get married somewhere I've never sang before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went everywhere, and we went to one. I was like, nah, I've sang there. Then we went to one in Stockport, you know, the old monastery in Stockport. Have you done there? Yeah.
You can be, I've been everywhere though and sang everywhere, haven't you? So it's
this monastery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Matty's
You
back,
still
by the
married
way.
yet? Oh,
You're
gotta
all
go
looking
I know,
forward.
yeah.
Look at the finca.
Little FYI.
Go and look at the Finca
Finca.
Concepcion.
Yeah.
It is next level. Next level.
Sorry, I have to ring first.
Oh, God.
Haven't you got all?
Haven't been brought up for a while, huh?
She's pregnant. So, even more. We've already went through this. You know what? I'm actually going to talk on this.
There we go.
She doesn't wanna
Startled them off, yeah.
She doesn't want to be proposed to while she's pregnant. So, for
All
the-
right, I'll let you
for
know.
the babies, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give us a
But
chance.
then you also want all of the kids at the wedding.
Yeah, but I can still propose beforehand, can't I?
Yeah, 'cause you know you've got to save and book things in advance.
Joshy there with the mind games.
That's
Because
what
didn't
they
you
are.
tell me that you were going to do it
Yeah,
7 months ago?
yeah.
What happened there?
Oh, don't started crying there.
He said he's seen you in the dress when you've done the Friends thing and thought, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
I've never seen her look like that.
That's a
It was,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at him answering, yeah, I was.
we've been
Yeah.
pregnant since this.
Yeah, we knew
knew
since
in January.
January.
Literally got back from Paris on New Year's Eve, and then we were back and it was
Yeah.
pregnant. Like basically the 1st of Jan, let's say, weren't it?
Christmas baby.
Starting the year off, yeah. We've known all this year, 2024.
10 weeks left.
Other things to do, like what you wear.
Yeah, so I think you said about it before, didn't you? And we were just
What are you wearing?
We skated over and just started talking about limiters. What can people expect? Like, what's the booking process for you? Or like certain things like how much in advance should they book you? That type of stuff.
I like to keep things really simple, me. I don't think it's worth complicating. Message me on Instagram, I'll ask for your number. Because I always like to give them an option to say, listen, this is what I do. If you don't think I'm right for you, that is absolutely fine. And I always tell them to shop around as well. Because I'm not cheap. I'm not cheap. I think I value myself quite high as a singer, just because I am different. Like we were talking about it before.
Yeah.
There is a
and,
definite USP to you. I can understand that. Unique selling point if you don't know, Josh.
I didn't know that.
I
but
didn't know
thank you.
that.
I can see it just went right
USP.
over
I
his
use
head.
laptop.
Yeah, I was like,
Look at hell, these kids today.
But I'll give you the phone call. I'll say this is what I do, and if you haven't, I always ask, have you seen me before? They go, yeah, we've seen you here and seen you there. And I'll say, okay, but what you've seen there is not going to be what you're going to get on the day necessarily.
Yeah.
Because I want you to choose how your day goes of entertainment. See, we were go back to the wedding breakfast. So if I'm doing a wedding breakfast, I love the shock factor of it doesn't really work in Liverpool now because a lot of people do know me and have seen me before. But I love going from being really subtle and calm and just background sort of music to when they go into the night time, I go bang and they go, oh my God, what's happened here?
Yeah.
Is that the same lad? Doesn't happen as much in Liverpool anymore, but it can. So the bookings are really easy, as in how far in advance.
Yeah.
As soon as you've booked your venue.
Are you like
I am
booked up for
absolutely,
like?
yeah.
Yeah.
So my diary's open till June 27
wow.
Wow.
now. Yeah.
So you're already in 2027?
Yeah.
So is mine.
Ours isn't. We're just not even going to touch that year yet.
Yeah,
Leave
it's
it.
you've got enough on your plate at the minute.
Yeah.
So even think about that.
Stick to 2026 for us. That's as far as we can go, innit?
Yeah, June 2027. I've got a gig on the 31st of May 2027. Booked in, all sorted.
So anyone who's listening who's thinking of getting Gary to perform at the wedding, get across to him now for your dates in case it's not there.
Yeah.
Because it is a disappointment thing, isn't it, for like couples who've booked the venue, like, right, let's get our supplies, right, we're going to get Gary, but we'll just be on contact them, yeah, and they just leave it on the back burner.
Yeah.
And then they get in
We
touch
speak
with you
about
and they
this with
go,
almost every
it
guest
happens
now.
to us all the time, they go,
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to get them, we'll sort it out next month, and then next month comes around, and in that time of frame, you might have had someone else booked in on their date and
Yeah,
it's done, then,
well,
innit?
that's it. Once you've took a deposit
And
as
there's
well,
only
there's
one
no
of
going
you.
back, is there?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's the hard thing as well is, like I said before, I always ask, if you want to shop around, that's absolutely fine. But the hard thing for
That's a
me
good selling
now,
point, that though, for yourself, I think. That's very smart, I think, because it's like you're that cool, you're just like, yeah, shop
no,
around.
it's not even about
Do you know what I
that.
mean?
I say that to people on wedding
Yeah.
days. Like,
I
speak
don't
to
think-
everyone in this room because I might not be the one for you.
Yeah, I think it's important as well.
There needs to be a vibe, a connection.
Yeah, and not only that as well. I don't know the financial situation. Know what I mean? If I give them a quote and they go, oh yeah, that seems sound, they come off the phone and go, oh my God, how am I going to
Back
afford that?
right
I really
into the
want him,
couch.
but I just can't afford him. So I think it's just me being me. Just I'm a
Yeah.
normal person but I'm going off track again here.
No, it's good though, because I think it's relatable and people going off track.
What I find as well at the minute, and you might not find this, but doing weddings for as long as I have round Liverpool, I think now as well people are going, we'd have Gary, but he sang at so and so's wedding 2 years ago. We don't want the same.
We think about this all the
Yeah.
time. Like how much into someone's like connected
Group of
circle
friends,
can you
yeah,
go?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a
Because it
It's
becomes
a
that
hard
thing,
one.
doesn't it, where like you're at a wedding
Yeah.
and a few of your brides
Just
there,
copying.
and you feel like you're a bit like, oh, I don't know whether to like say hello. Or, you obviously say hello, but I mean like you can't talk about them that much. You've got to sort of be like, oh, I don't their wedding. Are you okay? You're all right.
Yeah.
But it's even harder for a singer because obviously you've got 45 minutes minimum to cram in as much songs as you want. Now, if you sing a song that you sang at their wedding, you can
It's
see
on this at ours.
you've done that. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
I done a wedding in West Tower.
Shout out West Tower.
Shout out West Tower, yeah.
Got their shouting this week. eh?
I done a wedding at West Tower with Abby, and Abby had done a wedding for a guest, and I was watching her singing, and I knew the guest. And he went, "Oh, she sung this at our wedding. Oh, what a day that was!" Deflected that they're actually at somebody else's wedding.
Yeah.
So
Because I do think though with wedding songs in particular, like
the very same.
they're very samey, aren't they? So it's hard to
Doesn't
like.
have to be though.
I know that, but I mean, I think a lot of people fall into that pressure of being like, you know,
needs
it's
to
gonna
be like
work.
this.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
work if you just go for that one.
Now I think that's a lot to do with your singer as well, or your band.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Lazy.
But I love it though as well. We went to a wedding earlier on this year, Emma and Michael's at Iscoy Park, and for the you won't appreciate me calling him Mikey, even though he probably won't listen. And they were like quite punky, weren't they?
Yeah.
And their band were like unbelievable because they sang like them like pop punk songs, and it was just different.
Yeah.
For us to go to a wedding and be like we were capturing them, we were just like, that's it, this, because it's just different.
Difference, yeah. Well, I done a wedding in the Lake District for Aidan and Rosie, and you might have seen clips on my Instagram of it. Oh, mate.
Yeah, different.
Do you know, because they had never seen, like they are friends as well. It's my wife's best friend, Rosie, but because they don't come and watch me, and because they're from Farmers Fields, really. Shout out
Why
Farmers
did you
Fields.
say it like that?
Because they are.
Look, they skated around that one.
Yeah, the Wolves, all right, the Wolves.
That's what we were looking for. Shout out to all the wolves out there who listen.
We love you.
Yeah.
Please, Buff.
It was just different. I felt different performing, which was really nice because they were like, I'd sing a song and they were like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like it's brand new.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It was like my first ever wedding again.
What are you trying to say? Like wolves have never heard songs
Yeah,
before.
they haven't got
When you
internet,
go out
where
of-
they're from.
When you go out of
Wow,
your
last
area.
entertainment.
No, but don't you notice that when we go out of like our area, shall we say, like Liverpool and surrounding areas, if you go to like a Lake District or whatever, and meet people that you've never met before, they don't know who you are, how to take you. There's a language difference, well, accent difference. no, like a language difference or an accent
I
difference.
thought he meant because they're his friends, he doesn't like perform, and the friends don't come and see. So when they seen you performing, they're like, "Oh my God, like he's boss."
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I ended up
thought he
getting
meant.
three weddings from it.
Nice that.
So, and
Keep them coming.
Yeah, keep them coming.
And book us as an extra.
But
Yeah.
it's funny that you say that because I think a lot of suppliers can relate to that. Not just yourself. I think a lot of us can relate to that. That once you've done a wedding, and it's a boss wedding, you think, right, all the bridesmaids are engaged. I'm getting all these.
Yeah.
And you see
You
them
don't-
getting married on Instagram, you're like, why
It's happened to us loads in the last like
It does-
12
Do you know
months.
what's funny? Do you know when you become friends with people from doing like pubs and bars and restaurants and stuff, and you become friends, next minute you see them getting married, and you're like,
I thought we were mates.
they're getting married in Barbados, and you're like, uh-huh.
Never been to Barbados before.
No, that would have been nice. The offer.
Destination weddings.
I loved them.
You do a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
You're all over the place though, aren't you? Anyway,
Yeah.
You're like a bit of a globetrotter, I think. Your passport must be about that thick.
I know it's ridiculous.
Hey.
Shout out passports that thick. You love a shout out, don't you?
And also wallets that thick.
Well, that's what destination weddings do for you.
Do you love them though, yeah?
Yeah, loved them.
Because there's been a slight difference in the people who do destination weddings in all of our industry. Like, some of them love them, some of them, they're like, don't live up to certain expectations, but you just loved them.
Yeah, I loved them because I think they are a lot different. They're a lot more laid back.
Yeah.
There's a holiday mood.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, like,
Yeah.
for you, compared to us, when you're packing, is it just like your microphone, your
Laptop,
thong?
microphone, thong, speedos, shirts, done.
That's what I mean.
maybe
Don't
not
need
the shirt.
much, do you? Like,
See what I do as well for destinations. A lot of people go over a couple of days before. I don't. I go the day,
the day of the wedding,
and
Happy.
if I'm doing
flapping it.
no,
Getting there and stuff like delayed.
6 o'clock in the morning flights.
And then you're there for the evening. It's more later.
I'm there
isn't it?
I'm there for 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll go straight to the venue, sound check, and then it does all depend on the bride and groom. Like I done one in Mallorca for the Puxley wedding. Done that 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I was booked to go in 6 o'clock. Oh no, the flight was 10 o'clock, so it got me there at 1. And then it was like an hour drive up to the wedding venue, and they were like, "Oh no, we're gonna book you a different flight. We're gonna get you there the day before."
And you went the day before?
Yeah.
Nice that.
Yeah, so
Nice.
that was
You know, destination weddings. Just
Come at me.
They are harder now though. My wife's a paramedic, so she's like, "I haven't got many holidays left."
But that's it. People don't realise that, do you? Like, when you've got kids and stuff, it's getting the kids' minds and
I
stuff
think
like that.
this is
isn't
a
it?
big thing, there, and this is something we probably would have touched on, but it's probably lined up quite nicely, is that a lot of people forget that we're actually, like, people behind our
Yeah,
brands.
yeah.
Like, even though you go by your name and stuff like that, and people know you for you, you're still a person behind that, like, persona, if you want to call it
Yeah.
that way, with a family, with a wife, and, like, there's an extra complexity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I always say you need to book in advance, because if
Yeah.
it's hard as well, because I don't know what it is at the minute, but I'd say since COVID, I'd say
Yeah, it's changed.
the amount of people who I get phone calls, messages off saying, "I've just been let down."
Seriously?
Oh my God, it's bad.
Isn't that scary though? Like,
I've seen loads of people getting let down lately by everyone. Like people just not turning up, makeup artists still up. No offense to makeup artists, that's not you.
That
You
is
know what I mean?
scary.
It's bad. It is bad. Like don't get me wrong. Circumstances do change. Whether it could be something to do with
An emergency,
yeah,
family emergency and
emergency.
stuff, yeah.
That happens. And I think in 20 years of singing, I can count on one hand how many times I've had to
Yeah.
cancel.
But you would get someone else to replace you.
Yeah,
sort of thing,
yeah.
You've got enough like connections, haven't you, to be like, right, you know,
It's harder.
something
Though,
happens.
it's harder to get someone good last minute.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
where it comes difficult.
Yeah, of course, because they're already booked up, aren't they,
Yeah.
as well? I get that, like. Something to
yeah.
think about, innit, for like couples and stuff when they are booking, make sure you go with like a supplier who's,
Well, no.
yeah, I would say. And like, again, if they have come from a friend's wedding, it's better to go with what you know than sometimes someone who could let you down potentially. It's a scary industry at times as well for that
minefield,
reason.
Weddings
yeah.
weddings are ruthless, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really.
They are, really, yeah.
Because although you've got a massive timescale, you've got a really short timescale as well to get everything sorted. And if something goes wrong, you are absolutely fucked.
Yeah. I'd say you've got time on your side to find somebody else, but then to find and that's somebody else.
Well, it all depends on how late somebody cancels.
On the day, it's just like, that is ruthless, isn't it?
Yeah.
My biggest advice to couples, though, when they are let down is, it is what it is, as well. Like, what can you do?
I think
There's no point in ruining your day, worried
But
about
I think
it.
I think it's
You-
different for with the entertainment. If
I
your
would,
entertainment,
I would
lets you
give
down.
that responsibility to somebody else to sort out for me, though. That was my wedding day. So if we were getting married, I'd be like, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to have to just put it on someone else's shoulders for the time being. Do you know what I mean?
It's easier said than done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're
So when
panicking.
you've
Yeah.
had like this vision in your head for so many years, and then like
But I hate when you go to weddings and you see like the bride and groom not enjoying themselves because the flowers should have been turned that way, not that way. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, the
tiniest things,
smallest
and you're
details, yeah.
Come on, let's just enjoy yourself. It's like,
See, my wedding, obviously, I got married in Marbella. I brought everybody over,
all your suppliers.
all my suppliers. Yeah, brought me entertainment.
We weren't there, was we guys?
That was literally just on the tip of my tongue. Now we weren't there. What do you mean?
Well, I actually had.
I don't think we
Go on,
knew
who's
then
your
anyway.
photographer?
yeah.
It was me wife's cousin, my
Okay.
wife's cousin's husband,
Nice.
videographer and photographer.
Oh, boss.
He was brilliant, to be fair. Shout out Matt Jones. Matt Jones.
Not that brilliant.
It just slipped
Funny
out.
message.
It just
I
slipped
know,
out.
funny message.
And
Couldn't help
then
myself.
he had
Swams tonight.
then he had singers. He had Camilla. He's working with Camilla.
I don't think I have.
Camilla Connolly. She's brilliant.
Let me have a look at
She a
that.
singer?
Yeah, unbelievable. Red hair. She's brilliant. And Sean Walsh
Love Sean.
Yeah.
and Arj.
And Arch.
Yeah.
You've had your wedding, yeah?
Oh,
Arj.
yeah.
He's a good mate of mine, Arj, anyway, isn't he? So he came
Shout
as a
out to
guest. He came as a guest and got up and sang a few songs. Me and him sang a song each.
That's
Sang
class,
together
that.
as well.
Because you do a bit of work in Marbella. I know we're going to go into question time soon, but you do a bit of, you have
Yeah.
like a residency work over there?
Olivia's, yeah, for Elliot Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
How did you even get in touch with them, like?
I was on holiday.
By the pool?
Straight after the X Factor. It's funny. He loves telling the story. He tells a lot different to me. And we all went as a big family, like my wife's side, me, my wife and the kids. And we booked to go to Olivia's for the roast dinner on a Sunday. So as I'm sat there, he's recognised me from the show. It was that year, it was the same year sort of thing. And there was a lad from Liverpool, a mate of mine, Terry. He went, "Oh yeah, it's me mates." He said, "Tell him to get up and sing because this singer's shit." So he's walked over to me. Elliot walked over. He went, "We get up and sing a couple of songs."
Do it
for
in his
us?"
accent.
Oh, son. See
that fucking song.
And I went, I'm just eating me lamb roast dinner. And he went, "I'll go on, just get up and sing just do one song." So, finished me roast, got up and sang.
Bit of gravy down there and all that.
Yeah, got up and sang. I was just me arsing round, basically. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. So he was like, "Oh my God, unbelievable." And his dad and everyone was there. Rest in peace, Ed. I'll never forget you. And you've got to get this lad. You've got to get this lad. So I'm on a boat the next day. Oh, so I was on a boat on the Tuesday, and my phone rings. I was like, Spanish number. And today, "Hey, gal, it's Elliot Wright." What's that, mate? You okay? He said, "Yeah, will you come and work for me on Friday in Olivia's? I'd fly home Thursday." He went, "No, just stay."
How does that happen? Like, you know what, I always think this, but like see yourself going over there, how did they, like, I don't want to talk going into finances, but how have they just got money just to go, yeah, you're coming over, you're staying, like, it's
Well,
Don't
he,
worry
paid,
about
he,
it.
he actually paid for me and Leanne. The kids went home with the grandparents.
Right.
So we stayed an extra 2 days. 2 days.
And then moving forward, the residency, it was you just flying back and forward all the time.
Yeah, so he's got 2 restaurants. He's got Eduardo's in Villa Martin and Olivia's in Marbella. So the year of my wedding, when finance was starting to get a little bit tight, he went, just come and do there every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
So I was flying in of a Wednesday, working Wednesday night, waking up Thursday morning, driving 5 hours to Marbella, doing Olivia's Thursday night, coming home Friday morning, and then going Friday,
Taking your ass off
Saturday,
there,
Sunday.
that's proper like work.
You have
ethic,
put
that.
your mileage in.
Yeah. Oh,
I'd
yeah,
say. And
massively.
obviously, there's going to be a part 2 to this probably at some point if you obviously be on it. But like,
No, it's yours and
But
all
it'd be
guys today.
but there's always so much to talk about because there's stuff that we've spoken about when we've been
Yeah.
in each other's presence at weddings and whatever that you told me about, like being on cruise ships and all that type of stuff, and I just think like there's just so much to unravel, but there's not enough time.
Yeah.
Is there?
No. I think we have a little break and we go on to question time. All right?
Yeah.
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 It's question time.
Right, Greg.
We should never
Greg,
pre-record.
Do you know what it is? Greg sends a question in. Has he? Yeah. So I'll start off with Greg's question. Hi, Greg.
Shout out, Greg.
Gary, just to let you
Gary.
know.
Getting with a G.
It's all right.
Gary. Greg sent a question in. GB Wedding Films. Will there ever be a gig he does where he doesn't strip off?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Greg, you absolutely love my
Tits.
yeah.
How does one become a singer?
What like a gigging singer?
Yeah.
I think it's changed now from when I did. Like, obviously, I got a lot of help through my mum and stuff like that. She'd get me up and do a couple of songs when I was younger and stuff. Now, I think it's social media.
Yeah.
I always say, like, if you just carry on, and there's a way to do it. There is a way to do it. There's definitely a way in the market. If you can sing,
Easier now than it was probably when you started doing it then, yeah?
yeah, I think to start off now, if you're going to start off and
TikTok.
you're passionate, go on TikTok, YouTube, and do covers of the top 10 every month. It'll get you up higher in the platform and when you search
the algorithm and all that.
algorithms and all that, and you'll build a fan base up. Then you put an event on, so you get all the people. Who
I
are
just feel
watching
like
it.
you're about to do something like this, and you know you've been going for years. Are you doing an event soon, are you?
I am, might be, yeah.
Okay. Just
Exclusive.
Exclusive. Just
You
have
are, I think you are right though, because there's so many people in the last like 2 to 3 years who've had like a TikTok sensation song, and then overnight they're just like
Look at
number ones
Benson Boone.
everywhere. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Benson Boone, he was
That's what
actually
I mean.
on American Idol.
Yeah.
And swerved America. He was in the finals and swerved them because Beautiful Things went that big.
It's mad, that, isn't it? See?
That's the new
Do it on
world,
your
isn't
own. Best ever gig?
Oh,
Tough one, that.
Vegas.
All
It's
right.
either. It's
That's
either.
tough, clearly.
What did you sing in Vegas? Was it
I've done a
huge?
show, yeah.
Support act for Celine
show.
Dion.
Done a show in the Saks Theatre. Shout out Saks Theatre, Las Vegas, Nevada. I've done a show there. But saying that though, that's up there. 'Cause that was a bucket list one.
Was that just like a bucket? Was it not like the performance? It was more the bucket list being there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was good.
It was all right.
All right.
That was supporting Sam Smith, the Guns N' Roses, and The Weeknd.
What?
Yeah.
You on the same stage as them?
Yeah.
How does that even happen?
That's amazing.
But the best normal gig, off the top of my head, I'd say that one in the Bentley was good, wasn't it? Michael.
Yeah.
That was a really
That's
nice
a recent
wedding.
memory, that was a boss
recent
day,
one.
that.
That one, Sean Doherty's wedding was brilliant.
It's funny that, isn't it? Went from being with Sam Smith and then...
To the Bentley.
But that's what
Shout
you know
out Bentley.
what? I prefer that. Shout out to
Yeah.
Bentley, yeah. That's my favourite venue to do at the minute, the Bentley.
Well, that's one of the questions, I think. No, is it? That's normally one of the questions, but no one sent that in. But normally people say, what's your favourite venue?
I
Yeah.
think with the Bentley, it's a funny one, isn't it? I think the Bentley's got, for the nighttime part, probably one of the better setups. We've said this before, haven't we?
Yeah,
because they've
definitely.
got all the rigs in place.
Yeah.
You know, they know what to do to some degree. Is that the right way to say it?
Like a backhanded compliment.
I think what I'm
know
thinking
what
of,
they're doing,
I'm just
I
thinking of
think.
them like pinky purpley lights that I just can't stand.
Yeah,
that's all I was
we've had
thinking
this
of.
conversation with Ryan,
But apart
haven't
from
we?
that, the rig, the room, the setup, the layout,
But the
everything about
daytime
it's
as well. I
perfect.
love the daytimes in the smaller room.
that little small
Yeah,
room's great.
I love doing there.
Sam Carl's new documentary putting a boy band together. Yes
Yeah.
or no?
You in the boy band?
No, you've got to be under. I think you've got to be under.
Yes
under
or
18.
no?
He is doing
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yes or no?
What was the question?
It's just saying, new documentary putting boy band together. Yes or no?
Like,
Meaning,
would you do
would you
it?
do
Would to do
Would
it?
you
No,
do
I'm
it?
too old.
Sounds okay.
Maybe you might be
I
like
thought when
Would you
maybe you
have
might be
done
like a
it?
judge.
Back in the day?
I don't think I had the confidence back then. I know that's like very contradicting to the way
it's mad, that,
I
innit?
was.
Yeah.
But to go and do a show like that, yeah, I didn't have the
So what
confidence for that.
was you saying when he was in the X Factor? If they said let's put a
No,
band
we were saying
together?
like back in the
Sometimes
day.
they
yeah,
do that,
would
don't
you
they?
have
They
done
take
it?
I would have
solos.
loved
Sounds
it.
like-
That's
Yeah.
probably one of my biggest regrets.
Not saying. Put me in a band, Louis.
No, just get my own band.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'd be a good
That's too
front man.
late.
I think
you'd be good at that.
I think I'd be a good front man for a band, but at the end of the day, I've definitely got ADHD, and I'd end up filling one of them in. One of the band members.
Yeah, filled in, mate. Speaking of filling people in, would you ever do a duet?
Sorry.
He said he'd fill one of them in. What thought? That's a question. Duet. Would you ever? Have you done a duet?
Yeah,
Duet.
loads.
Well, obviously, be more.
filling it in as well.
So you married?
Is there anyone? This is not a question. This just made me think of it. Is there a dream person you'd love to duet with?
Oh,
Like on the X Factor, when you used to have like Alexandra Burke, Beyonce. It's an iconic performance.
good question. That.
Who would you want to duet with? I come up with this question, by the way.
Really good.
Oh, well done, Josh.
Could be any era.
Any era. I'm trying to picture you now next to the person. So whoever you pick, I'm going to image you.
Sinatra.
I knew you were going to say that. There's got to be someone to like swing style. I knew you were going to say that.
Always a swinger.
Yeah, always a swinger, never a singer. Nice. Good choice. How many?
Nice
Good
shoes.
shoes. Good
You can
shoes.
tell them with this podcast stuff.
Thanks, man. Shout out on.
If you want to be a sponsor on, obviously feel free.
How many Jaegers do you have on a wedding night?
Not as many anymore.
Tone it down.
I don't really drink anymore, do I?
Yeah, so we mentioned this earlier on, didn't we?
My record is 30.
30 Jaeger.
That's more than a bottle to yourself.
Yeah, that was my 30th birthday.
I'll let you off.
And I was working.
Jaeger bombs
Yeah.
or Jägermeister?
Jaeger bombs.
So Red Bull as well?
Yeah. And then the following day,
That's like a fucking crash, that, isn't
the
it?
following day in the paper, I got sent an article. A girl went into cardiac arrest after having fought.
So you're thinking, that whoever
My
sent,
heart's huge, isn't it?
whoever sent you that is cruel. Because that is like,
No, that was more of like concern.
wake-up call,
Yeah,
yeah.
concern for me. You can't carry on doing this. So rather than 30, I went to 15.
good
When you
choice.
take them, do you take them for like confidence? Not that you need
No.
the confidence, or just to like.
I always thought
cheers
that.
with the bride and groom,
Yeah, I
like,
always do.
Just like
You've
I'll buy
seen
you
me
the
do it
drink.
as well, haven't
I've
you?
had some.
Yeah,
I've played a part.
You're
Yeah.
starting to show yourself your true colours now.
What?
Shots in
What are
everywhere.
they?
I think it's really a nice touch. Everyone does it differently, but I like to get them. Give them a Jaeger bomb. You've just been married. Your day's been a success. Cheers
Yeah.
to the night.
Yeah.
That's the way I like to do it.
Yeah, I like
So-
that.
And I've seen people, I've literally seen it with my own eyes, people warm to that.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
They I've
really
seen- I've
But
witnessed
we've
that.
also seen, haven't we? Brides go, I'm not having that.
Yeah.
Why? Because like, it's built the dress.
I'm not doing that. Just like stone faced. No. You're like, oh, okay.
I'll have yours then as well.
Where's your mum?
Do you take requests on the night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got like a blacklist where you go, I'm not doing that?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah, I'll never ever do You'll Never Walk Alone.
Are you a cop out?
No.
Oh, you're not? Are you
No,
on a
bloody-
Blues?
Never ever sing that.
Why did I say cop out?
Matty's eyes have just lit up there.
Both from Iton, both blue noses.
Gerard's a bit tearing at his
What a
grave.
sad little life,
I
James.
sang at Stephen Gerrard's home party when he won the league at Rangers.
And did you not get
I
requested for
got him. I got
Yeah.
him big time. Stephen's brilliant.
He
He listens. He listens to this.
No way.
And then I was doing Real Gone
From
Kid.
that though, from you.
Real Gone Kid, Deacon Blue.
Yeah.
And he's given it loads. So I've walked over the microphone as he went to sing. I've moved the microphone away and walked away from him. He was fuming.
Shout out Gerard, I know he listens. You just actually, Matty's here. Matty's just been in Bahrain. He mentioned in the previous one, shooting with Gerard and Leo.
Leo, yeah.
What was that like?
Finish it.
Good day.
Vincentius.
Consensus, yeah. Good time.
Matty just doing bits, you know what I mean? Just in Bahrain.
Matty's
Jet set, and it's the whole
number one, you know, it's
Honestly,
global.
he's-
Doesn't have time. This is actually, you know,
this
a
is it.
privilege.
This is like it's
to have Matty back.
Should have told him that I was on the podcast today, would have watched.
Listen.
Missed your opportunity.
I'm sure we can invite him in and then get a
Yeah, we'll get him on.
ticket to his house for the next party.
We'll have his say on the Rangers party.
If you need any pictures taken, Stevie,
We've already had one. How far in
not Matty.
advance do we need to book you? But that's you've already mentioned that on the pod. And what's the best acoustic location in your professional opinion that you have performed?
Who asked that?
Glow up events.
Oh, right.
it's on his way.
He's doing our lights.
Oh, right. Okay. The acoustics.
He's asking this because he, you know what I mean. He must want to know.
The acoustics in the Bentley.
Obviously.
People ask questions. Josh.
So
The Bentley's acoustics nice high ceilings. My wedding, finger conception.
Is it
The
true, like, you
acoustics.
sound better in the bathroom?
Yeah,
Is that like a
yeah.
true thing?
We're gonna
You
do
get a lot
test
of
now.
people recording in bathrooms.
Yeah.
are you guilty of this?
I have done it in the past, yeah. Yeah, you do. The acoustics are lovely.
I've seen Paul McCartney's.
John Lennon in the
Thing?
small box
In the small Mm.
bathroom.
bathroom?
Yeah, I've seen that.
A lot of people do it. They don't need to do it as much now because technology is that good. But
AI.
yeah, but yeah, it is a very true fact.
Nice.
No.
That's it for questions. Before we wrap up, this is the only
Help
thing.
me skin then.
I know he's so excited, isn't he?
So-
he's giving you a gift.
Oh,
If-
give me a gift.
If you listen to
Throw
the
back,
podcast,
throw back in his face.
don't be like that. So obviously,
Let's pour water in the
we
first.
can't pay our guests these days, sadly, because we haven't got a sponsor yet. So if you're wanting to sponsor us, please do.
I would have done
Uh,
it for nothing anyway, mate.
But no, thanks, babe. But we do try and give something, and that little something is a little mug, a little I'll chat mug. Throw that in your house. Take
Cheers,
a Jaeger
thank
bombs
you.
out of it. Do whatever you want with it.
Yes.
But no, we just obviously want to thank you for your time. I know obviously you've said for a long time you wanted to come on, but we do appreciate it still.
Yeah.
I know we're your mates and stuff like that, which is different, but you know,
No, it's my pleasure.
It goes a long way, and I feel
does
like
go a long way.
we say this to all our guests, but I definitely think it's definitely going to happen with yourself because I don't even think we scratch the surface in
Yeah, we really haven't.
conversation.
Yeah.
And
We
we've been
really
speaking for
haven't.
nearly 2 hours, so that goes to show how like the time flies.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'd love to get you back on at some point down the
Definitely,
line.
yeah.
Even like 6-12 months just to talk and see what you're up to, especially because you've got, as you've mentioned, off air
Something in the pipeline.
something in the pipeline coming up. Which
something-
we're going to be like all eyes on it now, aren't we? Really? Because we
Beth
feel
knows.
like
I know, yeah.
I also know.
Yeah, Ryan knows.
When you
Look at
went
his
to the
face.
toilet.
what?
Matt
When you
doesn't
went to
know
the
yet,
toilet
so you
before.
know.
Right, okay, so I'm going to find out any
Yeah,
second.
we'll tell you
now.
in a sec.
Um,
For everyone
yeah.
else,
No, should we just
keep
leave
your
him?
eyes
Should we just
peeled.
leave him?
Oh,
Just leave him,
that's
shall
even
we?
better. That is even
Was it still
better.
recording by any chance? So I'll be able to listen back on the edit.
No, because I
No.
actually showed them something.
Oh, yeah, it was a picture.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger. But yeah, keep an eye on Gary's stuff, obviously, because that
I will be anyway, because I don't have a clue what's going on. But no, really appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure.
And I can't wait to get you back on again, to be honest with you. It's
Yeah.
been a boss one,
Also-
hasn't it?
Thanks to all the listeners. Apologies for the gaps that we've had of late. You might have seen our little pity post that we did the other day that we're trying our best because
It's
obviously
just full wedding season at the moment,
we're
so
in
we
that
are.
peak season
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah.
naturally it's going to get harder to get these out as regular and get the
We were
social
doing
posts out as
well, we
regular.
did one every
But,
week.
I know you're flying
Yeah,
with it.
but the analytics are still there. There's
They are.
still listeners every
Yeah.
single day, new people from all over the show. So thank you to every single person and the biggest fans who cheer us on all the time.
See you on the next one.
See you on the next one.